They're alive.
All right. Welcome back to Dresden Files. This is episode 11. Uh, During our 10th episode of Dresden Files Accelerated, our heroes started brainstorming on some potential plans and they got some much needed sleep in time. I think one of them even slept until 10 a.m. Thomas took a close look at his wife's special blood and found it to have magical properties. They met up in the late morning over donuts and coffee, and Redicus got the Coven of Witches, the Sisters of Hecate, to put protective wards on the Trinity Solutions office. And then they discussed their biggest case, the case of the kidnapped mayor's son slash scion slash he got kidnapped by the Soldier of Fortune, which is a pretty big deal because he's the billionaire businessman Noel Kasem, aka Mammon, demon lord, son of Satan. That guy. On one hand, Mammon's been pretty cool with you guys, employing you multiple times and fighting alongside you. On the other hand, kidnapping a kid, no matter what the reason, and keeping him in hell. It's just not cool. So you guys came up with a pretty slick plan to maybe get Mammon away from his citadel, possibly with little James. And you got some super awesome spies to attack his office tower in Detroit. A disguised goblin, 9 demon Kevin Mooks, and an ex-dead vanilla cop spirit shoved into a demon Kevin. Right? Yeah. They went and attacked the office tower, and you guys dealt with an attack on the city itself. You guys found the surrounding blocks of the city overlain weirdly by Jotunheim. And you guys were all in a large pulsating bubble, and you guys were attacked by a rampaging frost giant. You dispatched said frost giant. There was a lot of yelling and burning and face and ball miltiness. And afterwards, you guys broke into the New World Technologies laboratory that was emanating the weird pulse. Thomas saved the life of a dying Dr. Carl Reeves, while Victor and Malcolm disarmed the bomb that was on the strange device and learned a bunch of stuff. You learned that Carl Reeves' assistant Stephanie had stolen all the laboratory data, wiped the computers, and booby-trapped the resident anchor with a bomb to cover her tracks. The players got Carl Reeves and his resident anchor over to Harold for some safekeeping, and discovered that Hopper the Goblin and his mooks were successful in attacking Noel Kasem's office tower, but then led them right back to Harold. Victor used his contact in the police department to help track down Carl Reeves' assistant, and you guys followed her trail of MacGyvered traps through Undertroit. In the final moments of episode 10, you guys were ambushed by a giant Norseman in the bowels of Undertroit, and only after exchanging blows with him, he stopped to ask some questions. Mainly, where did Malcolm get that hammer? And Malcolm said, he got it from his daddy. So, the giant Viking said, okay, well, let's meet some of your brothers, and walked you upstairs. And I think the last thing that Victor said was, damn, Malcolm, you've got a fucked up family. So we're going to start our 11th episode now. And I'm going to set the scene just like with that Raven camera thing. So we've got our scene here. It's almost midnight in Detroit. It's a cold, clear night. And our giant Raven is sitting on an overstuffed public trash can. She's watching the fire from a 55-gallon steel drum barrel surrounded by disheveled people in various states of drunkenness. When an old boombox radio is playing, and it says, thanks for tuning in to 42.0 FM, the news in Detroit. I'm Dusty Speaker. An unobserved comet impacted Midtown Detroit yesterday, crashing into 2 residential towers. The comet's impact caused extensive damage, and the death toll is estimated to be in the hundreds. City crews are working tirelessly to clear the scene of debris and searching for survivors. NASA officials are baffled that this comet was not detected by the system of instrumentation dedicated to tracking space objects. Calls like these are usually left up to NASA, but they call these things dark rogue objects and are virtually undetectable by sensors. In other news, the number of people hospitalized with HBGB poisoning is climbing rapidly. If you or someone you know has experienced any hallucinations or psychoactive delusions, please call the special hotline number 1-555-382-5633. And then the Raven takes off and flies away, and our camera pans down below street level into the darkness of Undertroit, where we meet up with our 3 heroes and 2 large Vikings. You guys are in this underground chamber that is extremely dark. There's almost no light in here, so your night vision goggles aren't very great at picking things up. But you do see the 2 ancient Norse Vikings and you guys. Let me build this out. You guys are in the middle. So the last thing that Victor said was, damn, you've got a fucked up family, or something like that. And your watches all beep simultaneously. It is midnight on Thursday. You guys are in this massive underground room. It's very dark. And you had met Hodir, this blind Viking, and Hidalfir, this massive Viking with a bear skin. And Hodir, he's just going to jump right into this conversation. He says, I think that our mighty mortal brother Malcolm is here at Father's behest to join our cause against Mammon. And Hidalfir says, is that true? Did Odin send you to us, brother? Malcolm.
He did send me after Mammon-ish. Like we're going after Mammon.
Yes, you are?
Yes.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
We're going after Mammon too.
We can team up.
I believe that's the case. Are you his friends? Are you coming too? You want to fight the good fight?
They are my brothers in arms.
Friends.
Yeah.
Friends, yeah.
That's excellent. You should come on inside then and celebrate with us. Come join us. It's a joyous time.
We're kind of on the way to get to Mammon. I don't know that a celebration is necessarily on our agenda.
Malcolm, does your family celebrate going to hell?
It's like, look, I don't know. I just found out I have family.
Oh,
that's not
yeah.
human.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make it awkward.
Yeah. I mean, 30 minutes ago, I didn't even have a dad.
Hey, do they know that girl that we're following?
Do you want to ask them about it? You did, at the end of last time's episode, you said that you were following a girl and had made it this far when you were talking to Hidalfir before.
Right. Yeah, I told them we're kind of following someone. We don't want to lose their trail.
Well, if you're following someone who came this way, you must be following Stephanie. She's a part of our order.
Oh.
Would you like to meet her?
Yes.
That's great. Okay. Well, she's at the mead hall. If you guys wouldn't mind taking off those science-y goggle-looking things you're wearing, it's just about to get really bright in here. I don't want you guys to hurt your eyes.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, we do so.
All right, so you guys take your goggles off, and the room changes. Pack this up. We're going to a different place. So the dark underground room you're standing in suddenly changes into the interior of a massive mead hall. And you guys are suddenly standing in the corner of this huge room. This building is absolutely disgustingly massive, like 500 feet by 300 feet, easily accommodating giants of all sorts and sizes. You guys can tell, because whoever's wearing the sunglasses from Harold, you can see that this place is an illusion. It's 99.5% real, but there's something weird about it. And you guys can also hear a low bass scrape and rumble from outside. It sounds like two massive rocks are being rubbed together, or maybe waves crashing along a cliff face. There's many, many people in this mead hall, and you even recognize two of them. You recognize Lady Zadza here, the White Core vampire, and you guys haven't seen him before, but you recognize Ace the mechanic, because you've done dealings with him in the past. You also know of the Don Macaroni Pixie over here, and he's the leader of the Pixie Dusters. You know him by reputation. There's some people that you don't know either. You wouldn't know Stephanie right off the bat, and you wouldn't know, well, pretty much anybody else. But there's immediate contention in the room where Lady Zadza, she sees you guys and she says, "What is this? These men are allies to our enemy. I've seen them as companions to Mammon." And this guy here, the green cloak on, he's got a gold mask, and he says, "That's true. I've seen them with Mammon as well." So Hodir and Hidalfir are going to turn to you guys and be like, "Care to explain your dealings with the enemy? We've let you into the hall."
Demons are tricky.
Well, we do know that to be true. I can also say that hammer you have, it will never work for an evil person. You've got to be worthy of its power. So, even if they have been, working with Mammon, I don't think they're actually with Mammon. You know what I'm saying? There's some other nods and grunts. This guy in the back here, his name is Gerard. He'll walk up and he'll say, "As you all know, I am very close to Mammon and the Citadel, and I can assure you that these gentlemen have never been there. They are not officially in league with the Son of Satan."
We kind of only knew him as the Soldier of Fortune, we had some superhero team-ups as we defeated a number of demon incursions.
Yes, demon incursions.
Yeah,
He's got you pretty fooled there. He is the leader of the Diablos.
Why did he dismantle their group?
We definitely killed a bunch of their leadership. There's no way to fake that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He killed them with us.
That's very true. He used them as expendable pawns in his game, and I assure you that he is their leader.
He did it all just to get the kid, right?
Yes, to get closer to the mayor and to get James. Hodir says, "Please, you guys, come sit down, eat and drink with us. We're all a team now. We've got something to celebrate. We have some time. We'd all love to help you with your issues. And I think you guys could help us more than anything else. So come eat, drink, be merry."
I am going to get some mead.
There you go. Out of an actual drinking horn.
And mutton.
Absolutely. There's mutton and pork and beef. There's all sorts of good stuff.
Oh man, that's got to be our next fast food chain.
What?
McMutton.
I was about to say mutton and beef.
No, McMuttons.
Mutton and mead. That's better.
I thought that's not really a fast food chain though, and while it rolls off the tongue, it's not as corny.
Like Steak and Shake, but for mutton and meat.
That is fair.
So, Hodir, the blind bowman, he's standing here and he says, I think it's time to introduce everybody so that we all know what's going on here. We are the Discarded, and even though we've been forgotten by history, we want to do what's right for mankind. I'm Hodir, and this is my brother Hidalfir. We are brothers because Odin is our father. Nemesis here is actually his mom is a Greek god, but he does pretty well. He's of superhero status. I don't know if you guys have heard of him or not. Over here we've got Stephanie Campos, or actually he would introduce her as Stephanie Donahue, and she looks pleased as punch to be here. Then you guys have already met Lady Zaza. And the Greed Skull introduces himself. He says that he is the Greed Skull, and I need you guys to make some sort of like intelligence roll.
I'm making intelligence.
Give me an intelligence roll.
I might not roll well, but I can make it.
Try it anyway.
I got a 3.
I got a 3 as well.
Yeah, that's
Excellent.
not bad. I have an intellect of 0.
It's a bad roll.
That's a pretty good roll. Thomas rolled his character sheet as well.
You got a roll of 2.
Okay. Thomas, he sounds familiar to you, but you can't place it. Victor and Malcolm, that's the mayor. That's James Quimby Sr. under that mask. He sounds exactly like James Quimby Sr. And his body shape is similar.
Wait, this is the father of the boy who's been taken.
Yes.
One who's been more or less useless this whole time.
As a mayor, yeah. Ace the mechanic, he says, "Hey guys, how's it going? How's the car holding up?"
Oh, you mean the fire truck with the Gatling gun? It's amazing.
Yes. I've done some more modifications to it. I gave it a little bit of a boost.
Yeah, we're gonna need water tanks where we're going.
Yeah, we can. We're gonna discuss that. Bertha here, she gives off like the Disney princess of snow kind of feeling. She's just very, very beautiful. She's probably from the Never Never, probably part of like Winter Court. And then next to her is the darkest, scariest woman you've probably ever seen in your entire life. She is the Morrigan, and she is introduced as the Celtic chooser of the slain. She's sitting here drinking out of a horn and eating just raw meat. She looks happy to be here, as happy as she could be. This is the Black Diamond, also known as Daikokutan. He's a Japanese deity and is the god of commerce and prosperity that is sometimes just completely left out of Japanese theology. And then we've got the Pixie Mooks and Don Macaroni, his gang here. And then over here in the corner, Gerard the butler was talking to him. This guy is the Faceless. He doesn't really have a name. But then
Or a
we'll
face.
Go back or a face. And we'll meet Gerard the butler, who introduces himself as Mammon's butler.
I'm disappointed. You have a character named Gerard the Butler, and you didn't just put a picture of Gerard Butler as the.
No, I think I did all right. I did okay. I'm pretty sure I did.
You missed out. Like that was
Right. All right. Well, yeah. Tonight we celebrate Miss Stephanie Donahue, who was on a 10-year deep undercover mission to sabotage Mammon's New World tech research into resonance plane theory. She just returned from accomplishing her mission by destroying all trace of the research and the resonance anchor device. Congratulations. And then she, everybody claps for her, and she's like, "Oh my God, I've been waiting so long to do that. It was crazy." But I really appreciate all the support and help you guys have given me. And she turns to Victor, and she gives a little wink, like flirting with you.
Funny.
Why did we follow her?
We followed her because the guy told us that she copied all the research.
Yeah, and we stopped her from blowing up that thing.
Right. Good. I couldn't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, been 3 weeks. She put a bomb on the resonance anchor, wiped all the computers from New World Tech, and then absconded with all of the research so that and shot Carl Reeves, the professor that you guys fixed up, patched up, and then gave to Harold. So you actually have the resonance anchor, and they don't know that.
I'm going to give Malcolm a little bit of a glance, hopefully to imply, let's just keep that to ourselves for the time being.
I'm gonna lean in and whisper to you that I don't think these are good people.
I don't know. I always got along with Lady Zaza.
Oh yeah. I don't mean all of them, but like there's like 3 or 4 here that I'm pretty sure are either bad or just
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to get in trouble in this room.
I have another mutton leg, I say, like, as I'm just stuffing myself, because I can't look at anybody, because I don't know how to handle this situation. I just keep eating.
Mutton legs. I picture the mutton legs just like turkey legs, but bigger.
So
Right.
Malcolm would probably get the vibe from Victor that even though he kind of agrees intellectually that these might be bad people, he's totally down with this group of people. A lot more than that weirdo group we met, when we went on the trip to meet people. Like, these guys seem pretty cool.
No, that I agree with.
They are definitely a level above in power level than the board of directors. That's 100%. So they have already introduced Gerard the butler as, the guy on the inside of Mammon's circle. And they said, and Gerard kind of takes control of this situation or this scene. He walks out and he says, Mammon has many plans in motion. Stephanie has just dealt with one tip of his pitchfork. And with almost unlimited resources, Mammon will succeed eventually in one of them. Even now, he has the scion, and he is corrupting the boy with greed and avarice. And the greed skull will flinch at these words. And Gerard keeps going. He says, his other plan, to outright own the entirety of Detroit City, is currently being offset by the excellent efforts of Lady Zaza. But no one could never truly end Mammon's threat to the world, because mankind has a lust for currency. But I have an idea. We will infiltrate the Citadel and rescue the Sun. And you can defeat him for a time. If, while you're there, you cripple Mammon somehow, either physically or monetarily, it would be a devastating setback in his scheme. And Greed Skull goes, he stands up, he's like, let's go kill that motherfucker! Let's go save James right now! Let's do it! Hodier steps up, he says, well look, Mammon can banish the more powerful members of the Discarded instantly. Anyone with like demigod tier levels or higher are going to be booted from whatever fight we start. I mean, we can still help if properly planned, but that only leaves Faceless, Stephanie, the Greed Skull, the Pixies, and well, you guys, the players. So I think Odin must have sent you here to actually help us. He knew, or he must have known that we would need your help.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. It also coincides with the plans we already had. Although I am curious, Gerard, you said monetarily. How are we going to cripple him monetarily from within hell?
Mammon's Citadel has a good portion of his wealth just kind of hanging out. He actually uses it to crush his enemies if anybody comes by. He's just got giant stacks of coinage, and he just keeps it all, well, a lot of it at his house. there are levels in his house that are just filled with cash and coins.
So we would need to physically destroy that somehow.
Yes, that's one plan. We could also cripple him. If anybody could hit him or attack him and physically harm him, I think it might be you. And he points over to Thomas and he says, you've got an angel, a guardian angel, don't you?
Yeah. Kind of looking down at my meat in my hands. I think so. I take another bite.
Yeah, that's the right frequency if you're gonna hit a demon, especially Mammon. That'll hit him. That'll hurt him. And look, I think it's important that we all discuss the future plan here. So let me do this. And he takes his hands, his little finger tutting, and out of a green flame, he pulls 3 things. They're blueprints to Mammon's Citadel. He claps them right here so that we could study them. This is... Oops, that's a little big. That's basically what the Citadel looks like. It's a very opulent place, but there's 3 major floors. There's the basement floor, which is actually down in this rotunda or well thing. You can see kind of like this fountain right there in the middle. So that would be like the base of the ground floor. And then he's got the first floor and the second floor here. So let me put these together so you can see them.
Question.
Yeah.
What do nukes do if you take them to hell?
That's a good question. I don't think anybody's ever tried.
I look at Victor. I look at Victor.
Alright, so this is the basement floor. This is level 1 or ground floor. And then this is first floor, top floor. I don't know how you're gonna get a nuke.
I look at Victor.
I think he's muted.
I was muted because every time you looked at Victor, I said, I don't have a nuke. I don't have one. That's the one thing I don't have. I wish I could. Not for lack of trying. Don't have one, though. I was thinking more along the lines of opening like a pocket dimension and like letting it all fall in.
You mean like use the chalk to like walk all the way around the building?
Oh my god, would that work? Probably not.
Yeah,
I was thinking more along the lines of like, oh, there's gonna be a treasure room, and like,
just make a giant hole around it.
Yeah, and then just drop it all in. Because if he doesn't know it's gone for a while, it'll be that much harder for him to figure out where it went and how to get it.
He'll definitely immediately know that he has lost power.
That's true. And Gerard says the Citadel is heavily guarded and fortified. He's got man-made weapons of war, as well as hellish creatures protecting his home. Also, he's got an AI that runs the house, and her name is Helexa.
An AI? Really?
Yeah, he's been using the inventions from New World Technologies to kind of help his situation. So, when I say man-made weapons of war, he's got this massive warbot machine thing that walks the grounds and patrols.
Does it run on nuclear power?
No, I don't know what it runs on.
Hey, Stephanie, AI, you can help with that, right?
Stephanie probably couldn't. She could build MacGyver shit, and she could write. Oh, she could write a virus. Yeah, we could stick a virus in there.
That would, but that would be defined as helping with that. Yes, that'd be perfect.
MacGyver and a nuke.
I mean, you keep saying nuke. Where are you gonna get one?
I mean,
MacGyver one.
MacGyver a nuke.
Yeah,
I mean,
MacGyver and nuke.
I'm less worried about how to get one with all the people in this room with how effective it's going to be.
I mean, it's also, if we're going there to save James, you should know that, like, Mammon is not above killing him if he gets backed into a corner. And the Greed Skull, he growls. He's like, he's not going to kill my kid.
You mean Mayor Quimby's kid?
Yeah, Mayor Quimby's kid.
Yeah. I mean, because you and Mayor Quimby are not the same person.
100% very true. So our plan, the Greed Skull, he stands up. He's like, look, I know the pixies could get me in and out. They'll fly me in, and I'll sneak through and maybe get my son back. I mean, the mayor's son.
A face palm.
The pixies.
The perfect music just started.
The pixies. Actually, Don Macaroni himself. He stops eating this fish that's next to him, and he says, "Oh, is that you guys are? You're relying on us to get you into hell? This suddenly became way more lucrative for the Don Macaroni, yeah? What's it worth to you?" And the Greed Skull looks at him. He's like, "How about I don't beat you into a fucking pulp?"
Alternatively, it could be worth whatever you can carry out of there.
We are talking about a lot of gold. Hey, Ace, how much work would it take to make the fire truck able to suck up like gold, Scrooge McDuck style?
Victor, I think we are going to want that to be more like holy water outfitted.
Yeah, we want that too.
Don't you have a special pocket? How much gold would fit in that?
Not enough to make a dent.
He'd have to shovel it into his pocket, which would take time.
Well, the other thing is, there's going to be some kind of limit. We don't know what it is yet. I do have this bomb. I'm not going to pull it out because it's only got a few seconds left on the timer. Oh no, we disarmed it. But
yeah, are you talking about the one that Stephanie Campos put on the resonance anchor?
Oh, and I've got the one that the Diablo dude.
Oh, right. Uncle Dagon sent you one.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of bombs in here.
You have one bomb in there. You don't want to use the other one.
I don't want to use which one?
You don't want to show everybody in this room that one.
I didn't show anyone anything. I just said I have a couple of bombs in there.
Yeah.
I got some questions.
Okay.
The anchor.
Yes, the resonance anchor.
Can that be programmed to merge specific places with the place that it's at?
Well, it could before it exploded. Stephanie Campos comes over and explains it to you that the resonance anchor was designed to overlap planes. So if you took it to the Citadel and tried to like overplane, I don't know, where are you talking about? You want to send it to Asgard? You want to send it here?
Where do leprechauns live? What's the creature that eats gold or just likes gold? Or where's the most concentrated thing that is the greediest thing ever and is fast?
Well, I think that Mammon's probably the greediest thing ever. That's
Second. We'll go with second greediest.
Maybe a dragon?
Lots of them. We would need lots of them.
Where do lots of dragons live?
Probably somewhere in the Never Never. We would have to send somebody there to go get the anchors first. If that's what you want to do. But we don't have a working resonance anchor, so it's not going to work.
What if we did, though?
I would have to rebuild it. It would take years.
What if you had the one that blew up?
Just kind of cocks an eyebrow at you. It's just like, unless you can go back in time, I don't see that happening.
All right, let's pretend we could, though.
Yeah, hypothetical. You're a scientist. This is what you do. You do hypotheticals. So hypothetical, you've got one. What does it then take to accomplish this?
I mean, hypothetically, if you could go back in time, you could just stop him from stealing James. So I don't understand.
Nope. Work from the hypothetical we've given you. Stop coming up with elaborate, non-working scenarios. Hypothetically, we have a residence anchor. Go.
Hypothetically, you have a resonance anchor. Well, I suppose you could go to the Citadel and turn it on, and then it would overlap the Citadel's plane with whatever plane you wanted to send it to. And it would stay on as long as the resonance anchor was on. You would then have to transport all of that stuff from one plane to the other by physically touching it.
I mean, alternately, put it in the treasure room. Made it really hot. Like, there's got to be some plane that's like the surface of the sun. Wouldn't that just evaporate all the gold?
I mean, the problem is it's in hell, so I'm not sure how heat's going to really affect things. Like, clearly he's using something there that's nullifying that effect.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Gerard's been like, it's really lush and green in the picture he sends you. It might be an illusion, or it might be just that Mammon's hell is different than what you guys are expecting.
Who's his greatest enemy?
Mammon's greatest enemy is some other demons that he's pissed off in the past. So there's a long list of people that he's fucked with. His ex-wife left him. She became
most powerful. Who's the most powerful of his enemies?
I can look it up. 1 second.
Ex-wife left him. She's this Donahue lady.
Nah, Stephanie Donahue's not that old.
Probably the Morrigan.
Sorry, I'm going through this. Trying to read real fast.
Victor's eating steak and trying to figure out how to get a nuke. He knows it's probably not going to work, but now that it's been brought up, he's having a hard time not thinking about it.
Malcolm knew this, that's why he brought it up.
Alright, so Gerard says, so despite being one of the lords of the Nine, Mammon's considered a lesser archdevil in like Hell's political sphere. He's hopelessly lacking in allies amongst the other lords, and that there are lords that absolutely despise him. But he is very well off. Almost every piece of treasure in Hell, Mammon has possession of. So he's a wealthy son of a bitch, even there. Now, here's the main problem. If you go and involve one of Mammon's devilish enemies, you might be working with someone way worse than the devil you know.
Right. That's a thought, but I'm thinking... Honestly, one of the best things to do is not to go after the bigger powers, but rather get a horde of underdogs. What if we opened it up to, like, one of the goblin territories? Goblins like gold. They'll steal anything.
Yeah, but that'll take time. How long would it take him to figure this out?
No, you must understand. So not only is it happening, but you also have a horde of meat shields running around. It's a distraction as well as an effective.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just worried he's gonna have some snap his fingers fix for this, and then our plan will go out the window.
Oh, this is our part. We're not going to stop with just this.
He can banish people, especially things with demigod status from his demon.
Once the planes are merged, can he still do that?
That's a good question. That's never been tested. We don't know.
He might just explode.
Here's the other thing. These guys, like the Discarded, are very much working on the theory that they're going to have the Pixies take them. So when you guys start talking about the army, the Pixies are like, oh yeah, this is going to get real lucrative because you're going to need a Pixie for every person that you transport.
I'm not going to correct them, but in my head I'm like, no, we're not.
I have a really dumb question.
Sure.
What if I look at Stephanie? What if we use the Resonance Anchor to merge this place right here with that Citadel?
We would probably most of
You
us
could
would
banish
die.
you from your own home, right?
So as long as the bubble of the resonance anchor would encapsulate the area of the citadel we need, here's the problem. Well, if we started like an all-out offensive like that, well, there's no reason he wouldn't just kill the kid.
Well, then we wait until we have our hands on the kid, and then use that as a diversion to get out.
That's a possibility.
Because regardless of whether it works or not, it's going to get his attention, and he's going to be worried about that, and not the group of sneaky individuals running off with the kid.
Hey, so why'd you try to blow the Resonance Anchor up anyway?
I didn't want Mammon to have it.
Good answer.
Also, mission accomplished. That part.
She kind of like nudges you a little bit. She's like, I've heard about you, Mr. Redicus. Your reputation precedes you. You didn't get hurt on any of my traps in Undertroy, did you? She kind of looks you over very carefully.
I didn't. Redicus suddenly looks like he doesn't know what to do.
She's got the hots for you.
Yeah, he picked that up. That's why he doesn't know what to do.
Greed Skull kind of gets impatient. He's like, look, I just need to make sure that James is okay. I would like to go there as soon as possible, and I would like to save the boy. I think that everybody's on that page with me.
Yep, totally agree with that. The problem, Mr. Not Mayor Quimby, is that if we go there and we don't have a proper plan, either James gets killed, James, not your son, gets killed, or we all get killed.
Or you, not Mayor Quimby, gets killed. Or worse yet, we get killed.
Yeah, that's it. It's worse for us.
So
unless you're going to offer a useful input to the plan itself, maybe stop doing the helicopter hovering and be like, let's hurry up.
well, then he looks to Ace and he says, can you give me a tank? And maybe we just take a tank in there and start ripping things apart.
Did I mention constructive, what's the word I'm looking for?
Now, hold on, Malcolm, let's not be hasty. He said tank.
Yeah, nuke. I already said nuke. I've already trumped his tank. You
do know that you can mount a nuke to a tank, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's, all right, I'll accept that as useful input.
What's Thomas think about all this?
Thinks that mutton tastes good.
I've been told that I'm probably the only person in this room that can hurt the devil guy. I'm looking around. There's a lot of talk of tanks, which I'm not a big fan of. I mean, yeah, it'd be awesome, but I'm not going to be very helpful. Oh, can I drive the tank? Sorry, got distracted.
You should be a fan of the tank plan, because my reason for wanting the tank plan, Thomas, is because I think a lot of the alternatives involve you hugging this guy and jumping into a black hole.
Yep. I mean, I also feel those things. Yeah.
Why don't we trade for James? Is that an option?
Who said that?
That would be the Black Diamond. He said that. The god of commerce.
What would he trade?
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly that. So Malcolm and Victor are on like all right, we're listening. Tell us your plan.
Well, if you guys have the theoretical resonance anchor, and that's what Mammon wants.
No, that got blown up.
Oh, I thought you said theoretically you had one.
Yes.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically. So that's not an option. You don't have something that Mammon wants, and maybe you could trade.
Hypothetically, that we would not be able to trade that for James.
Yeah, hypothetically, even if we had one, we wouldn't trade it.
What's the worst that could happen? You give it to Mammon, and
I turn and I make the hand sweeping gesture towards Stephanie, like it's her turn to tell him what the worst thing that can happen is.
Pause him a second. I go, hell on earth, literal hell on earth. Like literally, hell would be on earth.
are we sure that that's what Mammon wants? Have we?
No, but are we sure he doesn't? And therefore, are we sure we don't want literal hell on earth? Literal. Actual, am I using that correctly? Is that literal or actual, Victor? Actual. It's actual hell on earth, not literal, not figurative.
That doesn't really sound like Mammon. To put hell on earth, he is a greedy narcissist. If he put hell on earth, there's no way for him to continue gathering currency or money or anything like that, right? Like he would therefore end his power. And if hell was on earth, then maybe one of these other archdevils would step up and do worse. I'm not saying that it's a bad idea or a good idea, but
it's a bad idea. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I can prove it by show of hands. Who thinks giving Mammon the anchor is a good idea? Anyone raise their hand?
The Greed Skull, he's like, I want my son back. If the mayor's son back. If we could somehow get the kid back, that's what I want.
Not Mayor Quimby. What powers do you have?
What, my superpowers?
Sure. What abilities do you? What are you bringing to the table?
I bring in. He stands up. Do you want to fight me? Is that what you're asking? Would you like?
Did it sound like I asked that?
What are you? What are you? Klingon? You have to fight him because he asked you what you could do?
I just want to know what your abilities are. Like, I'm trying to figure out how we're going to use you to get not your son back. I don't know anything about you other than you have a gold mask and a dollar sign, much like the Soldier of Fortune, on your head.
Thomas holds up a mutton leg and says, "Fight! Fight! Fight! Fight!"
Thomas, not helping.
I am an anti-Soldier of Fortune. I kind of created this alternate personality to combat, be the anti-hero or anti-non-hero. Anti-hero.
Yeah, you're the anti-hero. Yeah.
So
anti-hero, anti-man.
Yeah. So what you're saying is your superpower is being an edgelord.
Well, I can heal pretty fast, and I'm not sure why. Really, I met the Discarded not too long ago, and they said they were after Mammon, and I knew that I wanted to be on the side against Mammon, so I joined up. They took me in.
So, like, super strength, super speed, flight, invulnerability.
I can do this, and he grabs like a metal object, like let's call it a fork or a knife, and he gambits it. So he like makes it supercharged, and he throws it across the room, and it explodes. He's like, I could do that with coins, anything metal.
How much at a time? What's the largest amount you could do at a time?
I don't. There's not a lot of metal over here. Actually, he goes over to this like pot that's got a bunch of like stew and shit in it.
No. Stop. We don't need to blow up the stew. The question is, let's say there was a room full of stacks of tiny metal cylinders, right?
I could probably make them all explode.
Victor, I found the nuke.
Yes, you did. I love every part of this plan.
Okay. Also, I think we should keep him and not push him off a cliff. He sounds like he could be useful.
He said he could heal really fast too.
That's why I was going to push him off a cliff, not to murder him, just to see if he's telling the truth.
Oh, I was gonna throw him in the fire.
Yeah, you could absolutely, he walks towards the fire to like grab the pot. So you want to push him in? That's fine.
Yeah, we've decided he has other uses. I think we figured out that part of it.
Yeah, we found our nuke.
All right, good deal. He doesn't seem very smart. He is very gung ho though. That he wants to save his son.
Yeah, he seems borderline retarded.
he's a mayor. He's a politician. You know.
So he's definitely retarded. It's not borderline.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no borderline about it.
Yeah. Somehow he's a politician with zero social skills. Got it.
You know.
So, question: you said you don't know how you got your powers?
I made a deal actually.
Yeah. You sold your son.
I did not sell my son. No, my son was already gone.
What did you sell?
I sold my ability to be human. And he takes his mask off and he's got like a nasty fucking face now. He's like, I will never be able to continue on with my old life.
Oh, okay, this is Mayor Quimby is no more. He died.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, because you can't come back as Mayor Quimby.
No, I cannot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Wait, I just wanted to know. We knew you were Mayor Quimby. That's all.
I have made sacrifices I have made a deal with a very powerful being to get this superpower that I've got.
So you didn't make a deal with Mammon.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I was kind of figuring you sold your kid and wanted to get him back because you realized you were an asshole. So that's good.
No.
That's good.
No,
I was
no.
wrong.
I would never do that. I love my son.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, Mammon was right. You did lose your kid all the time.
That he is the leader of the Diablos. He was using the Diablos to steal my son. He was using the Diablos to get closer to you and me.
Fair. That's fair. God, that's a hell of a con. Like, he was literally spent all that time creating the Diablos gang just so he could do all that.
Yeah, he's a bastard.
All right, so we have our nuke. We just gotta figure out how to get in there. Pixies can teleport us to anywhere we want to go, or just into the domain, and we'll have to figure out how to get the rest of the way.
So the Pixies, the way that they go is they fly super fast through their own ways, and whether that takes you through the Never Never or wherever, to get to the Citadel, they will have to fly there. So it's like physical movement, and it takes some time, but they can make it way faster than trying to get there straight on foot. But the Pixies, being small, they can take one person at a time. So whoever goes is going to have the same number of Pixies flying them in. And Don Macaroni is looking at this situation with, like, money on his mind.
Hey, does anybody have a map of New World Enterprises tower?
Oh, the New World... Yeah, New World Tower?
Uh-huh.
I don't have a map of that.
You don't?
No.
What? How many stories is it?
It's up there. It's got like 100+ stories.
Stephanie, you worked there, right?
I worked at the Tech Lab 404. We didn't get out much. It was just me and Carl. And
Yeah.
Carl's wife thought that he was having an affair.
Yeah. You shot poor Carl.
I did. How did you know that?
We followed you here.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So,
You know, after you brought a bunch of frost giants in and rampaged through the city.
Killing hundreds.
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't supposed to be like that. The bomb was supposed to go off and just kind of cover my tracks.
Yeah. No, it would have killed a lot of people.
So the bomb didn't go off? Or it did go off? How did you find Carl?
Well, we found him with a hole in his chest. That's how
We
we
did
found him.
find it with a hole in his chest, yes.
Just one? I shot him 3 times.
Only one in the chest, though.
So it was 3 in the back and out the stomach. That's how he lived for so long until he got stitched up. Okay, so you have... Did Carl die? He's dead now, right?
He was mortally wounded.
So, okay, he's dead. Well, that's good. That means that Mammon can't hire him to continue his research.
That is a
That was
fact.
amazing.
Mammon can definitely not hire him to continue.
Okay. Well,
Your mission was accomplished if your mission was to keep Mammon from getting the... It's accomplished. I would not lie to you.
all right. Thank you. Well, that's yeah, that's 10 years of work, not down the drain then. Because let me tell you, we don't really know what Mammon would have done with the resonance anchor, but we all know that it would have been a bad news, real bad news.
Gerard,
Yes.
so I know that places to other dimensions, the Never Never, tend to have links to the mortal realm. Is New World? Does it have a? Is it connected to the Citadel?
The Mammon can use an elevator inside the Citadel to access the elevator in the tower. That's how we can get to work so fast.
Right. So,
Talk.
huh. I guess what I'm asking is, the New World would have a vault somewhere.
No. New World Technologies, the tower.
Uh-huh.
New World Tech Tower. There's no vault there. They don't keep any money on the premises.
They're not money, but usually they have a vault where they keep their bigger projects or something. Oftentimes those resonate and connect to his other more valuable vault. And if we opened a way, we could slip right into the vault unnoticed.
I see what you're saying. Last time Harold had said something similar, where if you guys went to like the wet bar in the tower and then used the chalk, you might end up in a bar in the Citadel. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
like you're
Yeah, I think
You're
that's
linking
what he's
right-
getting at.
yeah.
I'm trying to find where in New World would would link closer to the vault.
Well, to be honest, Mammon has his vault. He's got his money everywhere, but he does have a main vault. It's lower than his basement. It's not going to be shown on these blueprints. But he also, down there, he's been experimenting with some strange creatures. He doesn't allow me in there anymore. It's just Helexa now that he trusts.
Hmm.
Master.
In New World.
No, that's in the Citadel.
Does Helextra have a link to the New World Tower? Just in
You know, I haven't thought about that, but I guess she would. She would be in the tower as well as the Citadel system.
So,
That's probably the easiest place for us to input the virus.
and hypothetically, Stephanie probably still has access to the world properties. She's still technically.
Yeah, because it didn't actually.
You say that. I'm gonna roll to see. I know some stuff in the background that you haven't figured out yet. Stephanie says, "Yeah, I still have access to NWT. I have my lanyard and stuff. I
And-
could open some doors.
Yeah, and you can write a virus.
I have a virus already written. It's a
Ah,
batch file.
even better. Oh, that's a shitty AI. What does it say? Divide by 0? Is that like the whole? It's a one-liner.
She doesn't have an AI. She just built a batch file that says delete everything. DEL star.
So that gives us, and we should be able to get in there like unsuspiciously, because we haven't officially turned on him.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. I'm working on a plan now.
The only hole I see in this plan. How do we get the kid? Because I see how we get to the gold. I see how we handle the gold. I see how we do the distraction. I see how we handle the AI. What I don't see is how we get to the kid and then get back out in the chaos.
Shootout?
Easy, the chalk.
I thought you were going to use the chalk to get into them.
Yeah, and to get out.
But the kid's not going to be in them.
Right. We can use the chalk to get in, and then whenever we're ready to go, we use the chalk to get out. We just may not know where we end up.
So it is a shooting. It is shooting our way through his mansion.
Yeah, and I'm going to throw another wrench in here because you guys, Gerard has said that he led the Diablos. You guys attacked him with Uncle Dagon. Well, Hopper dressed up as Uncle Dagon. You might want to take it into, or as, fact that Mammon knows that you guys have twisted, that you've turned on him. Because Uncle Dagon, it's out of the real Uncle Dagon's character to attack the tower. So he knows something's up.
Gotcha.
I feel like I might be able to bluff my way out of that for like a few seconds. You don't really know it was us.
He would know that it was Harold more than anybody else because he tracked Hopper back to need stuff.
I was actually, I didn't know if he knew about Harold, but if I had to bluff him, that's what I was going to do. I was like, we are having a lot of trouble with this Harold dude. Can you help us with it? And then he would, for a moment, I would hope, be like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll do that. And,
right.
He probably would figure it out very quickly, but if I only need a few seconds.
True.
But yeah, that's just a hypothetical thing. Hopefully we don't end up in that situation, because I'm pretty sure bullets aren't going to work on him. The mooks, however, down there, I can bullet them. So you're thinking chalk to get in. Hopefully we hit somewhere close to a vital area where we can get to the kid. Hey, Greed. Does this child have any sort of tracker or technology on him that he would still have that I could use to maybe, if I was in proximity to him, figure out where he is?
Yeah. Did you chip your kid?
You guys know that his Rolex was chipped by Soldier of Fortune at one point.
Yes.
That doesn't help us.
Yeah.
We want to know if he chipped his kid. We know Soldier of Fortune chipped his kid.
Well, Mayor Quimby would not have chipped his son.
I would have.
What a terrible
No, I know that your teenager's chipped.
You have no idea how close that came to being true.
I don't have to. I gave him a phone.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I chipped my dog in case my dog runs away.
Yeah, you should chip all your pets.
But that means like you have to grab the dog, scan it with like this little wand thing. It's not the same as GPS tracking.
I mean, technically, you could just get an Apple tag and jam it up his butt.
Man. Constipated all the time.
He'll eventually work around it.
All right. I think there's holes in this plan, but I think we have something going on. Hey, Thomas, you got any bright ideas?
We're going to jump into hell. While is his money in hell? Where's this? I'm just 2 planes of existence plus like 6 mutton chops by now. The Citadel's in the real world, and we're going to jump from the Citadel to hell, where the Quimby boy is, and the money's in hell, and we've got the guy who can touch money and make it explode gonna blow all that up, and that's going to cripple the devil so we can steal the boy and run away.
So currently, here's what I got so far. All right, we're gonna jump into the vault, or send it depending on where we end up in there. We are going to either be in the vault and drop off the greed skull, or we're going to send the greed skull with a contingent of backup, not us, to the vault to create the diversion and the power destruction. All right, that's part one. While he's doing that, we're gonna go at the kid. By the way, faceless guy, what is your power?
I Oh, he can't talk. So he looks at you and he steps back away from you, and then he copies himself so that there are two faceless. And
How many times can you do that? Hold fingers up.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
so he holds up both hands to signal 10, and he flashes his hands twice.
Is that 20 or 100?
It's 20.
Okay, 20 times. That's it?
It's still a decent
yeah.
number of people if they all sprint in different directions.
Oh, wait. What happens if one of you dies? Do you get another one, or are you down to 19?
Yeah, it's down to 19.
Like permanently? Like tomorrow you get another one back, or?
Yeah, so he can copy himself to make another 20, but it's like a cooldown.
So
Okay.
my thinking is we go through, he duplicates as many times as possible. They all run down different directions looking for the kid. And best case scenario, finds the kid quickly. We get to, go in there and grab the kid. Worst case scenario, once again, more chaos.
Wait. So when you're multiplied like that, are you connected to the other clones?
He nods. It's like
So
hive
what they see. Okay, so you would know if one of them found the kid, and you could then take us to the kid. So you send 19 out looking for the kid, and you find him, and you know where to go.
Yep, he nods.
All right. Well, you're on the team.
Yep. I need to find 19 hand grenades.
Just hand grenades. You need to find weapons.
Just hand
Give
grenades.
that man 19 assault rifles or 20 assault rifles.
Question. Do you need? So if you have a gun, I hand him a gun. If you clone yourself, does the clone also get a gun?
No, he shakes his head. That's not how it works.
All right. Well, I'm still thinking suicide vest.
That's
But
I was trying to be polite about it, but yes, that's why I said 19 grenades.
He looks at you, his eyes get wide. He's like, "Oh man, like it does hurt when they die."
I mean, that's what's going to happen. Like, if you're super lucky, one of you survives.
Yeah, I put my hand on his shoulder and I'm like, think of it. He can either go out instantly from the grenade, or Mammon can get a hold of him.
Okay, so he tries to make a deal with you without talking, but he says 18.
But what if we need 19?
Well, one of them is going to stay behind so that he can stay alive.
That's why we were going to keep him with
Yeah,
us.
he's actually going to take his copies and send them, and he's going to stay here.
Yeah, no. So my plan was one of you stays with us, right?
Yep, he can do that, and
We
one of them
protect
can here.
We protect you. No, we might need the other one. We'll protect you as much as we can, but I mean, we're going to hell, man. You can't really expect it to. Let's be honest. If you died 19 times, would you actually want to survive?
Also, that's 18 more lives than the rest of us have.
That's true. So he gives you 18. That's what he can promise you.
All right, let's get some suicide vests hooked up.
I'll start working on those.
All right. Well, it seems like you guys have some good ideas.
Half-ass plan.
You got part of a half-assed plan. Will you need like Ace comes over? He's like, I'm part of this. He's like, I can't go to hell with you because if I get banished, I'm done. I will not be able to hang out there. But you guys can all do it. But I'd love to come and support or help any way that I can.
That's a valid point. If he can banish all the higher entities in this room, we should probably figure out some advantage each of them can give us, because they're not going to be present for the fight.
Right. Like as usual, the mortal's got to take all the responsibility.
Yeah.
Mortal's got to take all the risk.
Right.
So, enchanted objects, would they be good? Is there any way to imbue certain powers? A frost lady, you make things that like freeze things. We haven't even spoken to her, the scary chick at the end.
Yeah. So Bertha here, she will give you she's going to touch each of you on your shoulder, and you're going to feel the primal predatory urge to protect something that belongs to you. You feel faster, stronger, more primitive, but at the same time more powerful. And she kisses each of you on the cheek and doesn't say anything, just walks back. Lady Zadza, she's like, look, I like you guys. I'm going to have my hands full in Detroit, but I'd like for you to come talk to me after you're done. I own your building. I don't know if you know that, but that's how I was able to come in and visit you in the middle of the night. And she winks at Victor. She says, maybe after all this is done, I'll sell the building to you. I'm sure you'll be good for it, but I know that property means a lot to you humans. And as long as I owned it, Mammon couldn't. So that's why I did. But I'd like to give it to you if you succeed.
And live. Succeed and live.
And live.
Yes.
Yeah. So Nemesis comes over and he says he's speaking Greek. None of you know what he's talking about, but he comes over and does his little chant over you guys, and you feel like you're better equipped armor-wise too. Like bullets will not find their mark, maybe. The Black Diamond comes over. He goes, look, I wish you the best. I'm not really much for the fights. I'm more of like the god of prosperity. So maybe I'll give you some luck. So basically, his godlike power here is that you guys are going to be able to re-roll one roll at any point in time. You get a shitty roll, you go, nope, I want to use the Black Diamond's re-roll, and you can do that. The Morrigan is going to come over last. She is extremely scary, just FYI. And she comes up and she says, I promise you that you will not perish in your endeavor. For if you do, I will come and get your soul and bring you back, kicking and screaming. And then she goes and sits down.
All right, so we're bulletproof, lucky, and we can't die.
To your brothers, I guess you got the nicest thing out of the group. Huh.
Yeah, you already have a hammer that's made from like Svartelves.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much that these brothers can give you except
I mean, they're his brothers, so can't they go?
they're on a different level of godhood. So like while Malcolm is like Hercules, these guys are already Aesir. They were already on Mount Olympus.
Yeah. They're full. So they're not half god.
Right.
They're full god.
Full up.
Like their dad was Odin, their mother was another god.
Right.
Whereas mine would have been a mortal woman.
Or both your parents were mortal, and you were just kind of chosen by Odin.
Yeah, or that.
But yeah, you could ascend to godhood. You're one of the mortals that can, but these guys are on a different level. So yeah, they'd love to help. They're going to help as much as they can, maybe by breaching New World Technologies' tower with you, but they will not be able to go to hell with you. And Gerard, he's like, look, I can't help at all. I'm not ready to show Mammon that I'm against him.
Yeah. Actually, you probably can help. That map you have, can we take it with you? And is there any way that you can make it so that if we're in the boundary of the map, it will magically show us where we're at?
Sure. Yeah, I can try to do that.
See, you can help.
Okay. So yeah, you grab these maps. All right. So I think it's time that we head back. You guys okay with that? We'll head back to New Detroit, and you guys can.
What the shit is
move
this?
No, that's the guy that's making this all happen. This is Skrymir, the mountain giant, and he's the one that's making this illusion. Yeah, the meat hall and everything.
I shall be back in
like
2
him.
minutes.
Okay. We're gonna change maps.
If this was an illusion, did I really eat mead?
No. No, you were probably eating dirt.
Nah, you were really eating. You feel less full. A little bit more drunk.
What did Ace give us? Or we're still in the process of working out what he's gonna do.
Yeah, so Ace is here. He told you that he would give you some support. Where'd I put him?
He's over here.
Okay, there's that.
What well, first I'd say what can you give us? You're the
Well, I mean, I can build something for you. I can also manipulate other things that you have to maybe work better.
Do you do guns?
Yeah, I can build some guns.
Can you make my shotgun shoot lightning?
Let me see. And he takes a look at your shotgun. This is like a sawed off?
Yeah, I've been using taser rounds, but it'd be great if it was just magic lightning.
So he can copy your lightning rune from your hammer to your shotgun, and you can trigger that rune to shoot a lightning bolt.
Yeah, that works.
Cool.
I should have thought of that. That's way cooler than the hammer. Because then I can dual wield. I mean, I don't think it's going to change anything, but I can say it.
So you still have the hammer in one hand, the shotgun in the other, and then you just shoot lightning out of both?
Oh, no, I would shoot lightning out of the one while hitting somebody with the hammer.
Ah, yes. That makes sense.
I have returned.
Good deal. Is Kizik back?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you guys get back up topside, and basically Screamer, the mountain giant, ends the illusion, and you guys are in a dark alleyway in New Detroit Midtown. And you're just here. Magically. It's weird. But you all step out of the shadows into New Detroit proper, and everybody's cell phone dings, like with a message.
I'll check my message.
So, Malcolm, your message is from Beth and Katie, and she says, "Hey, we just finished the boards on Trinity Solutions office, and it's really late. We're gonna go to bed. Love you. See you tomorrow." You also get a message from Noel Kasem, and his says, "Call me."
Oh, I call him.
All right, he answers after 2 rings. Ring, ring.
Wait, we're not on a first ring basis? I'm offended.
He says, Malcolm. I was wondering when you were going to give me a shout. I sent that message to you hours ago. Did you just know?
Yeah, I was not in this plane, I don't think. We went down to Undertown, and then we got sidetracked, and I have brothers.
Oh. Well, that's great. I love when we find out that we've got family.
Right?
Family is fun. Family is fun. So while I've got you, the weirdest thing happened. I had some assholes come up into the tower yesterday. I don't know, 3 o'clock ish, and just wrecked the shit out of everything. See, the problem with that is they should, like, I know who my people are, and they dressed like my people. So you must have been up to something. And not only do I know that, but I also know that my New World Tech Lab, you guys were there. And I know that you got my resonance anchor. Saw you on the camera leaving. So I'll tell you what. You bring me the resonance anchor, and I will bring you in to New World Technologies. Because I'm going to use that resonance anchor to change the world. I'm going to take it down to Joyland, and we're going to capitalize on the resonance anchor technology. I'm going to bring Joyland into the new world. I'm going to bring everybody to the Never Never. Actually, on Monday, it'll be the Never Never. On Tuesday, it'll be the 9 realms of the Vikings. And on Wednesday, we'll go to Nirvana. And on Thursday, we'll go to, actual Princess Castle in the Never Never. We'll capitalize on this. We'll make tons of money. I'm telling you, it's the right thing to do. You bring me that resonance anchor, I'll bring you into the company. We'll make billions. Fuck that Disney guy. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'll make a real theme park.
That sounds really awesome. It doesn't sound like it's a good idea for people, but it sounds really awesome. Like, I'd go to that.
Right? Why wouldn't it be okay for people? You pay admission, you come into my park, you're
watched
in...
the video camera, right?
The what?
You watched the video camera, right?
No, I don't watch TV.
No, you just said you watched us on the video camera, so you clearly watched the... Okay. Did you see the frost giants rampaging through the streets and just murdering people willy-nilly?
Well, so I'd bring you into the company so that you would take care of problems like that. You would be my giant slayers, and you'd get paid very, very well. Protect the people in Joyland from all the craziness. But I guarantee, like, there won't always be craziness. The craziness makes it fun.
That does sound like a pretty good idea.
Listen, I'm not going to make things worse for everybody. We'll consign it to Joyland. We'll make the theme park. Well, I mean, this would go global, but like everybody would want to come here. I'd like, fuck that Disney guy. Fuck Disneyland. People would flock to Joyland to see real.
Like, the Disney guys got the superheroes now. Like, I kind of like that. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm a big fan.
We can have our own. You could be our superhero line.
That's pretty cool. We get an action figure.
More than an action figure. You'd have entire lines of Malcolm. You can see it. Comic books.
I can see it.
With your name and your character. You.
That's a good point. That sounds pretty awesome. I just take it down to New World. Like, you'll meet me there.
Why don't I do this? I know that you've got the resonance anchor. If you come to my house and bring me the resonance anchor, I'll have this all written up in a contract for you and your guys, and we'll all meet and we'll make this happen. You guys sign the contract and we'll go forward with it.
I mean, I got to talk this over with the others, but I can see this working out. Like, we all make great action figures.
I agree. You'd all make lots of money.
All right. And we just come to your house. Like, which house are we going to?
Well, you'd come down to my house. You should take the elevator.
Take the elevator. Okay. That's
in the tower.
All right. That is a So that would we could probably manage that. Like, let me talk with the guys. I'll send you a text when we're on the way. I'm pretty sure they're gonna say yes. Like, it's a no-brainer. It's a great idea.
I agree. Sure. Yeah. Text me.
All right, all right, all right. Thanks, man.
No problem. He hangs up.
All right, so good news. I don't think we're gonna need the pixies to get into his home.
Just set it up.
Also,
Do you-
we could just
You gonna
We could
explain what all that was?
we could just go there. We have an invite to just go there with the resonator, and he's gonna let us in. He thinks we're gonna sign a deal to be give him the resonator, work for his company, and be superheroes.
So
Stephanie
we
Ramos
make
says,
a nuke that looks like the Residence Anchor.
I was kind of thinking either that or just take the residence anchor and set it for a. We still haven't figured out what plane would counter his the most effectively. But once we figure that out, we would just turn it on, set it for that plane, and then he'll be there, so Thomas can deal with him while we get the kid. You got it, Thomas.
Greed Skull steps up. He's like, "We're gonna get James though, right?" And then Stephanie steps up. And she goes, "We're not gonna give him the residence anchor, right?"
The intention is not to give him the residence anchor. It is to use it to destroy him. Yeah. Although I gotta be honest, he's got an awesome plan. Like, I'm reasonably sure it's terrible for normal people, but he's gonna turn Joyland into like the 9 realms. Like, every day is a different, realm. Like, I'd go to that amusement park. That sounds amazing. But I mean, I'm kind of invulnerable and super strong, and like I could probably survive whatever happened there. Like, most people would probably just get eaten, or worse. Because there are worse things than being eaten. Imagine if you were immortal and invulnerable and regenerated, and you got eaten. Like,
it's something ate your liver every day.
Yeah, or you're just sitting in some giant's tummy getting slowly digested, but then healing from it, and like you caused a blockage so it couldn't poop you out, so you were just stuck in there. I look at the Greed Skull.
Yeah, or have snake venom drip into your eyes over and over and over again every day for all eternity.
Yeah, that sounds pretty horrible. So I got us an inn.
Yeah, we kind of already had that though.
I got us a safer inn.
Is it though? Because I got to tell you, this sounds like a trap.
Well, I know, I agree. It sounds like a trap, but he already knew that Stephanie betrayed them.
Oh.
Yeah. She is revoked. He also thinks that we sent some guys disguised as Uncle Dagon to his building to do some damage, but he knows it's not Uncle Dagon because Uncle Dagon worked for him.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. So Victor's phone, it got a message, and it's Hopper. And it says, "Hey, there's a weird guy. He's making Harold feel really. Harold's packed up his stuff. We're in the truck. We're mobile. If you need us, call us. But need stuff is not there anymore. Don't go back to the shop."
I text him back. Is the anchor with you?
The anchor is in a different dimension that's being carried around by Harold right now.
Oh, yes.
So, yes.
Okay. So bad news, guys. Someone making Harold feel uncomfortable, probably our good friend, has caused him to pack up shop and move, so getting the anchor might be a bit problematic. I'm back on the boat of let's make something that looks like the anchor, possibly that explodes. I happen to have this handy-dandy bomb, and I pull the bomb that was on the anchor out that we could probably put inside it.
Stephanie goes, "Oh, I recognize. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could do it. I mean, we could also like Ocean's 11 this, make a box that looks like the anchor, put the Greed Skull inside of it, and then sneak him in so that he could blow up money while we go and do the actual mission."
I mean, I like this idea, except for, isn't he gonna want to, before we get to the point where we can do that, see the anchor work? it's not going to.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're so smart. She kind of like leans into you a little bit. So Greed Skull's like not to keep him pushing this boat.
Get your kid. Yes, we are. That's the only reason we're doing this. In fact, we were seriously considering not turning on this guy until he took your kid. We get it.
Didn't he offer a trade?
No,
like we take the
not
residence
not for your kid. He did not.
No, he actually is not giving up your kid. The trade is that we are going to work for him. I don't. Like, it's a tempting offer, but I know that it's a bad offer.
Yeah, I'm not making any deals with the son of Satan. There's no way he's writing any contract in any dimension that I'm going to sign.
Right. No, I agree. I'm good. I was just saying, it's a pretty awesome offer.
I tell you what, once he's taken care of, I'll ask Lady Zaza if we can acquire Joyland and you can turn it into something you like. How's that sound?
I just want her to be a superhero.
I do the hand wave thing again that I did earlier, like to be like, look at yourself.
Yeah, you kind of are a superhero.
You're kind of already there. You even have supernatural powers.
I mean, yeah, but
it would have become like a monster of the week kind of thing where Joyland changes and you guys fight something from that plane. And
I'd like to point out that I'm the only pure mortal with no magical powers or equipment. That's not true. I have a watch.
And you have a coat that is a bag of holding.
Oh, yes.
With a pocket dimension.
You literally just reach in and pull out whatever you want. Assuming you put it in there in the first place.
Yeah, we need to stop by the armory on the way. You just gave me an idea.
Yeah, you can blow it up. Like, literally, and this is the time to bring everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start a list. What do you want to bring?
Everything.
Okay.
Lots of explosives. Just entire gallon drums of holy water. Everything.
Yeah, so we're not going to have our vehicles going in. So anything that Ace can do for us, we're going to want to do that.
So Ace souped up your gun to shoot lightning. He can also...
He souped up your gun to shoot lightning? So you have a lightning hammer and a lightning gun?
Yeah, he's got a lightning shotgun right now.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to move the lightning power off the hammer and onto the gun because I just, for whatever reason, didn't think of that when I designed that stunt. But that's way cooler.
He can manipulate Victor's weapons as well to get on the right frequency. So basically, instead of like dousing everything in holy water and shooting it, your guns will just now be holy firearms.
Can you manipulate my hammer that way?
Your hammer is more of a Norse flavor.
Do you have it? Okay, so if I dump... wait, can we get some holy oil?
Yeah, I think you guys had already manufactured that with the... what were they? The Amish Paradise guys.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and oil up my jacket and hammer.
Okay.
Oil's good for leather.
That's true. All right, so anything else?
Hand grenades.
Holy hand grenades.
Yeah, holy hand grenades.
Ace could work that out too.
Is Ace coming with us, or is he just building shit?
He
He's
can't go with us, so he can
now,
only
yeah.
build us stuff, yeah.
Just like Hidalfir and Hodir can't go with you. He can't go with you. But that brings up, are you taking Stephanie?
I mean, not really any reason to, unless
Yeah.
she can. Unless, oh, no, she
Nope.
does have the ability to manipulate the Alexa thing.
I was really hoping that she could just give me a virus so we could plug in because she's gonna be a liability down there. Hence.
Okay. If can she give us something that as soon as it picks up a Wi-Fi signal, it will broadcast it. That way, we don't actually have to find a computer.
Here's an idea. Maybe her and Ace can put together like her know-how and some magical abilities so that it just works.
I like that idea. We're gonna make that happen. So she's gonna put together a little hack box, and then Ace is going to make it work on that kind of level. So, yeah, they'll be able to put something like that together.
Sweet.
Gerard, like I said before, he's not coming with you, but he basically is gonna be like, "Good luck, gentlemen. If I see you inside, I will attempt to assist you in any way possible. I want you to know that there's countless mooks. When I say countless, I mean like 80 mooks in there. And there's also the massive fucking robot in the front. So be on your guard.
Okay, I've got a hack box. I'm gonna shove it up that thing's ass.
Things go south. They'll go south quickly.
Yeah, I would keep the hat box in your dimensional portal and only take it out when at the right moment.
I mean, it's not single use, right? Let's just go ahead and clear that up. It just works.
What do you want it to do, though?
I want it to shut down any computer or AI that it comes in contact with. Taking it over would be preferable, but I would settle for just killing it. You said delete all. That's what you said.
Yeah, so it would just, I'm thinking of it like, it would just slowly start eating away, and like, when like Cortana starts to get attacked, she's like, oh shit, now I gotta use a bunch of resources to fight this thing. She's more distracted and not really running and helping Chief while she's fighting this thing.
Right, not an instant delete.
Yeah, so it's more like memory worm than deleting System 32 file.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of picturing anyway.
Yeah.
But if you want like you bring it out of your pocket and it just stops computers working around you, like a big hex, we could work it that way too.
That's kind of what I wanted, but I just wanted the ability. So the main purpose of this box is it's got to stop the AI from working. The robot would be nice to have it used too. But you know what? I've got special bullets. I can make EMP bullets. We can handle the robot.
Okay.
It's really the GM's call. I would like it to be a hack box, and I don't mind having to physically get close to a terminal or something to make it work.
Okay. All right. Yep. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page about how it's going to work. I like that. Yeah. It shuts down like a hex any electronic device. Good deal. All right. Gerard says, while you are inside, if you use this black card on any door terminal, it should open the door. And he hands you what looks to be a completely blank, plain Visa card.
All right, that's good. What that? Do you have more than one of these? Can I dupe this, or is it one deal?
It's the only one that I have on me.
Is it dupable? Like, is it actual human technology, or is it magic?
Yeah, it's magic. It's like an onyx card made from hell onyx or some shit like that.
Damn, I was gonna make 19 of them and hand them faceless.
Says, good luck, gentlemen. I will see you on the other side. And he disappears into a ball of flame.
How much y'all want to bet that once we're done with this problem, we
Gotta go to the where?
gotta deal with that problem? Like, he'll be the next big bad.
Oh, Gerard the butler?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
I'm only saying it because if I were the GM, that's probably what I would have done.
He just steps up. He's like, I was written in the will. Ah, Mammon wrote in the...
Yeah, like, congratulations on living for now.
Right? Could you imagine if, like, Alfred, like, Batman dies, right? Then Alfred's like, oh no.
No, Batman dies because Alfred put something in his tea and is like, I'm Batman now, biatches.
It's even worse. Yeah, that'd be amazing. All right, well, now I know where this story's going. So,
You're
you
welcome.
guys, you 5.
If the Great Skull does his job, that won't really be a problem because he won't be rich.
Oh, Mammon? Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
well,
Gerard.
I mean, whoever inherits it's still not going to be all that rich because they're going to be broke, and we're not actually planning to defeat Mammon, just weaken him by financially destabilizing him.
Yeah, the main objective is to go in here and get the kid. We're not actually trying to assassinate him or anything. All I gotta say is I'm much more comfortable now that we have multiple different plans. I fully expect them all to go off the rails, but at least we have more than one plan.
I love it.
Good news, there are nukes there.
You keep saying nuke. There are going to be extreme explosions. I don't know if it'll be nuke level.
You said that Gerard said there were 18 nukes there.
18 nukes. When did Gerard say that?
18 nukes. Oh, did you say nukes or mooks?
He said 80 mooks.
I heard nukes. That's a letdown.
That's something I would do.
That's a letdown. I was like, I found the nukes.
Yeah,
How do I make this guy? How do I make this guy explode? I keep hitting him.
For the record,
Alright.
I don't think nukes go off if you hit them with a hammer. I'm not positive, but I don't think that's how they work.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I'm not a scientist.
We know.
You had one. Just Stephanie Campos.
And I'd also like to point out, you don't know that nukes don't go off if you hit them with a hammer because you've never tried.
Valid. Because as sure as I am that they wouldn't do it, I still wouldn't try.
Correct.
I like to live.
Right? And that's where we differ. I like to live on the edge.
All right, so before you guys go down the elevator into hell,
Your
Or at
brothers
least
want to
in
say
the-
goodbye.
your brothers do want to say goodbye, but I also wanted to bring up, do you want to talk to Harold and maybe get some Kevins to come with you?
Yes.
Yes.
How many can we get?
I'll give you
With
the
suicide
10,
vests. With suicide.
the 10 Kevins. Now, they're not going to be like Faceless. Faceless can get there and then replicate. The mooks will have to come with you in the elevator.
It's going to be tight in the elevator. Are you
Yeah,
sure we're not going to open the elevator and he's already going to be there being like, which floor do you want to go to?
I mean, that could happen.
Question. Harold, do you have a portable Kevin replicator?
It's not very portable. I mean, it's in the truck. It's packed up right now because
For instance, what if there was a hand grenade that you threw out there and it opened a portal and for like 30 seconds Kevin's just came pouring out?
Oh my god.
I like your enthusiasm, son, but I haven't made something like that yet.
Why not?
He said, yeah, you just gave him the idea.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't wait to have that.
Oh man, that's a problem for next campaign.
Hey, Harold, just out of curiosity, if you were about to go through the gates of hell to specifically piss Mammon off, is there anything that you would take with you? It would just be like, this is definitely going to cause chaos down there.
Oh, you want to cause some chaos?
Yes.
We can do that.
Yeah, we're trying to break his piggy bank and or his legs. Like, we're pretty sure we can't kill him, but
I mean, I don't even think we're going to try. Our objective is to get the kid out.
I don't think we're gonna have the option to not try. That is my opinion.
I think you're probably correct about that. Anyway, Harold, you know way more about this than we ever did, and I suspect you did all along. Thanks for looking out, by the way, if we don't see each other again, which might really happen. But is there anything we should take down there? Is there some kind of like, I don't know, hex, magic, balloon animals? I don't know, whatever.
what I can what I can offer you is actually a way maybe out of any situation. If things get crazy, I want you to take this bag. There's this creature in this bag. It's what pulls the Kevins through that portal and eats them. And it's huge. So he shows you like this tentacled monster thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, look, if you guys get into a really shitty situation and there's no way out, you pull this thing out of the bag, it will start to fuck up everything around it, and you'll be able to come back here. Because it is the thing that, makes portals. So once you pull it out of the bag, it'll start making portals for you to hop through, and you'll be able to escape. And while it's there, it's just going to rip things apart.
Okay, I'm going to hang on to that bag.
Yeah, you should make sure it's real tight.
What happens if he puts that bag in his bag of holding?
I'm not going to do that.
It's fine. It's designed to do that. Harold can put bags inside bags.
Wow, he really is powerful.
Yeah, he's an outsider.
All right. I love how we're a raid, all superhero style, ready to go.
Yep, I love it. So your brothers, Codir and Hidalfir, Malcolm, they come to you and they say, hey, brother, it's so great to meet number 16 of Odin's sons, but you have been a real treat. We've been really impressed with you, and we wish you luck. I know that our father looks down on you, and he believes in you, which is why he sent you to us. You're going to be great allies.
It was awesome to meet you guys. Hopefully, this isn't a final meeting.
It's never a final meeting with Odin's children. Like Hodir actually died, didn't you, Hodir? Hodir's like, I don't want to talk about it. It's not fun dying, especially at the hands of your family. But I'm back from that, and we're gonna move on. And let's take Mammon down. Let's start there. I think this will be a good time. So they say their goodbyes, and then they head back to the mead hall, disappearing into the darkness. So it is now probably like 1:30, maybe 2 in the morning. And what is your next plan? Or what's your next step? Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Vanguard.
We have
last one?
we have that bomb encased in a case that makes it look like it's the anchor, and we're going to go to the tower and make this happen, right?
Okay, so we need a resonance anchor. One of those.
It's going to look like one. Last call, gentlemen. Thomas, you've been awful quiet about this thing.
Yeah, so one second. Victor, I am pretty sure our best plan of action, while we can attempt to talk, what we should do is as soon as we get in, send Faceless out and just hit him. Assume it's a trap and that this is going to go poorly.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a trap, and really it's just because he's going to be watching the cameras. So like when we go through the elevator, we need to have something that looks like what we're supposed to be bringing.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm saying, we bring Greed Skull, we bring Faceless, we go in, we walk in like we're, not there to cause problems. But as soon as that door opens, we charge. Greed Skull goes for the vault. Faceless splits off and tries to find the kid. And we keep him distracted long enough for all that to work out until we do find the kid, cripple his power level, and survive.
Agreed. I'm probably going to detonate this thing as soon as things go sideways, so no one be too close to this thing.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, hopefully we just hand it to him, he opens it, go boom boom.
Okay. Thomas, you good with all this?
Yeah. I'm looking down at my phone, sending a couple texts saying like, sorry it's late. We still haven't gone to hell yet, but Looks like it's going to be a late night.
We've gone to hell yet, but on the way.
Still on our way to hell, Missouri. It's a very long trip.
All right. So if we're ready, I got to send a text to Noel. I mean, be like, hey, everybody's in. I've got some other members of the supergroup we want to bring into the party, and we're on the way.
So you tell him that you've got other people coming with you? Probably
Yeah, I got a new guy. Two new guys. And yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting.
They're going to be a great fit for the team. We're going to have our own league.
Yeah, I tell them they have awesome superpowers. We've got our own Justice League sided on here. Joyland is going to be amazing.
All right. I like it. And he doesn't know anything about Creed Skull or Faceless. So that makes sense.
I also tell them that they are big fans of the Soldier of Fortune. So this is going to pay off real great.
All right, I'm trying to find a Kevin token.
Oh, you want me to send you one on Discord? I got one.
I might have one here.
I also look at Greed Skull and I'm like, hey, I'm going to need you to do some acting. In order to get your kid back, you're going to need to be a pretty decent actor.
What do I need to act like?
Like you're not instantly wanting to throttle the life out of this guy as soon as you see him.
I know it's worse than that. I'm going to need him to be a Soldier of Fortune super fan. You got this. You're a politician.
I give him a little pat on the back, and I'm like, don't worry, Greed. It's not like this bluff is going to last that long. Let's just face it. This is going to go to shit 2 seconds in.
Yeah. And then once that happens, you just go around blowing things up, like everything.
Everything? You want it all blown up?
I mean, like, let's not be overly hasty. We got to get your kid before you blow everything up. But feel free to make small explosions that are distracting and damaging locally, and wouldn't say necessarily destroy a small child.
Yeah, and if you happen to run into that robot, go ahead and just make him explode.
Yeah. Touch the robot. Bad touch.
Bad touch, robot. Okay. I think I got this.
We're going to put that healing rate to the test. It's going to be awesome. Oh my goodness. Is that your Kevin?
That's my Kevin. He has been it's been Herald touched. That's what Kevin's look like here.
That is way creepier and not as funny. They're a little scary.
I'm not sure we're going to be able to bring them. Oh, wait.
Sure we can. They're tiny.
Yeah, no. Victor.
Okay.
All right, guys, hop in.
Yeah. Just start jamming Kevin's in your coat pocket.
No. You don't get to go away. Grab him by the collar, shove him in.
Yeah. Just start jamming. I help. We heard them up. Just start tossing them in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scooping him into my jacket like goldfish. Hold your breath.
Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything.
Are you? Do you have enough sidearm weapons to give these guys?
Yes, 100%. They don't even have to be sidearms. I've got rifles.
You have a Kevin bag. A bag of Kevins now. And the Faceless, he can make... He needs weapons when he makes his copies.
Yep. Just so you know, when the Kevins go into the bag, it's like that scene in The Matrix with all the shelves. That's what's inside the bag.
Okay. Nice.
I want them to be all Neo eyes when they come out. Good luck.
Neo eyes. Hi. How can I help you?
Hi, how can I help you? Click, 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 click.
Oh, bullet time.
All right. I think we can, let's change scenes. Let's go to Noel Kasem's New World Technologies Tower, and we're going to be approaching the elevator. So it's the 5 of you and this engine, like car engine sized resonance anchor, which is being held by Malcolm. Malcolm's the only one strong enough to just hold this thing and walk with it. You guys walk into the lobby of New World Technologies Tower. And there in the middle of the lobby is a large round reception desk. And a man and a woman stand inside the reception desk. Man's on the computer. He's got an earbud in. And as you walk by, he says, excuse me, gentlemen, how can I help you? Where are you headed today?
We're headed to the elevator. Noel Kasem's expecting us.
Friends of Noel Kasem. Okay. I need you to check in here, please.
Can we just...
Do you want to just ignore him?
Yeah.
It's just you just want me to sign the sign-in sheet?
Yes, I need all of you to sign in to the sign-in sheet.
Okay, I very carefully print my name with some misspellings, minor misspellings.
Okay.
I assume that everyone else knows that, and I don't say anything.
Yeah, I sign it Harry Buttocks.
Oh, okay. Thomas, are you going to sign it Thomas O'Malley?
Dr. Thomas O'Malley.
Perfect. All right. Faceless, he doesn't sign it. He's like, I don't have a name. This is not going to work very well.
Sign it for him. I just put no name.
Yep, and then Greed Skull comes up right after you finish, and he starts signing Mayor Quimby, and then he stops and scribbles it out, and then he says, he looks at you, he shrugs, and then he signs Dr. Thomas O'Malley.
That's fair.
All right. Gentlemen, if you're headed to the elevator, it's right behind you. And you guys turn around and head over to this elevator. You get to it, the double doors open, walk inside, and it holds you guys. Not a tiny elevator, it's actually pretty large. It wouldn't have fit you and 10 Kevins and 20 Faceless, but you are definitely on camera as you walk in, and you step inside the elevator.
I'm exuberant. I've psyched myself up for this superhero deal. I'm telling everyone we're gonna be fucking superheroes. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh, good.
You guys
Okay.
aren't gonna regret this.
Yeah, no, sounds like a pretty sweet deal. I wonder if we'll get it to choose what kind of events certain days get to be.
Oh, dude, imagine your figure line. Like, you can have all the different, like, accessories, you know? Like, you can have this is gonna be amazing. Oh, you're gonna have the best action figure, because you can have, like, all the, like, attachments and, like, mine's just gonna have an awesome hammer and a shotgun.
Yeah, I'm actually more excited about what we're going to get to actually do there. I mean, think about it, you know. I get to target shoot on live targets all the time now.
All the time, yeah. Yeah, and we're still protecting people.
Come on, Tom, you excited about this? Come on, man. You get to use Dick Justice all the time.
Dick Justice is going to have like the sword of the Reaper of Souls. I can ride my bike everywhere.
Right, we're riding a bike in chainmail, man. You are going to be buff.
Yeah, my legs will be very warm.
Oh, well.
I don't think that did what you wanted it to do. I can see a hole in the fog of war, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Did you test this map since Tabletop Simulator was updated yesterday?
It's
I
probably 'cause the
did.
gold's sticking out of it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Huh. Okay. It's got to be from the money.
I don't have the right permissions to check the settings of money, so
Yeah, it's all good. Okay. So, you guys, all 5, ride the elevator. Down, down, down. It seems like 10 minutes of riding in this elevator. And it dings after a little while. And you guys actually come out here on this middle one. Let me try to bring you guys in here. This is going to be really weird.
you just want to copy paste. That's what you want.
Yeah. I'm going to just start with Malcolm. And he's actually too big. Hold on. Alright, let's try to bring you in right here. Close enough. I think I see what's going on. You're too tall.
Okay, well, whatever that was, that didn't work.
Can everybody see now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, fuck it.
We have a map. It's not like we wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be able to see everybody, though. That's all right. Delete. Fine, whatever. All right, so you guys all get out of the elevator right here where Malcolm Wedninson is. We shrink you all down and get you there.
Oh god, there's Chitin here.
No way!
The guy in power armor shows up. I suggest we kill him.
The guy in power armor shows up. I suggest we befriend him. And then line
Also-
up behind him.
Also fair. Depends on which side he's on.
Oh no.
Oh,
Everybody follow me?
yep, that was good. Oh shit, the whole table.
What
Sorry.
did you do?
I fucked up big time.
He
That's what happened.
turned one world off and then he rewined.
I'll get this right one day. One day this will go smoothly.
You know, you could just set auto raise and it won't do that.
Yeah. It's just so much more fun than this way. Alright. Everybody's here. Malcolm's here twice. There we go. Alright. The elevator door is open, and you guys see a lobby in front of you that is absolutely just opulent.
Lined with
Yeah.
gold.
It is lined with gold. I mean, there's just so much fucking there's marble here and gilding, and just it looks like it's been built for just extravagance when you get out of the elevators. The walls are gold and white, and yeah, all the trim is very well done. It looks like a mansion. A voice comes over the speakers that are hidden around this lobby as you guys leave the elevator. And the speakers say, "Welcome to Mammon Citadel. I am Alexa."
Alexa, I'm sorry, Alexa. Where do we go to meet with Noel?
Please take a right out of the elevator into the lobby. and go up the stairs. Mammon is on the second floor in his office.
Shut up, Alexa. Fucking piece of shit. Alexa, shut up!
You know that's why I didn't say anything to it.
Yeah, got it.
Let me just go ahead and unplug that.
Fuck you, Matt. Alright, so...
Only jealous because he doesn't have one.
I do have one.
So I'm gonna lean into Faceless and be like, hey, when you see camera blind spots, I suggest you start dropping clones. You know what I'm saying?
Are there any like obvious terminals for this thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's one directly on the wall, like as you guys left the elevator, that is talking to you.
Alright, so we take a left and head straight. Is that what she said?
She said take a right, go into the staircase, like main hall, and up a flight of stairs to the second floor.
No. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead
follow
and
that.
pull the thing out and see if I hold it up against the terminal, if all the AI dies.
Yes, it does.
Excellent. As soon as it's done and I have a hole in the camera coverage, because I don't know if he's actually watching, as soon as Faceless clones, I'm going to drop a Kevin off every time he does that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that right now. How many Kevins, how many Faceless do you want?
Every time a Faceless comes out, I'm going to throw a Kevin out. A well-armed
Okay.
Kevin.
Faceless can do, what did I say, 18.
Yeah, but he's not going to have that many right out of the gate. Well, maybe he is. In which case, I'll pull them all out.
Yep. This is where it's going to happen.
Alright, looks like it's go time. There's a big old pile of gold right there, Mr. Greed Guys. Will you go away? You may want to do your thing.
You are talking about this in the main hall? Yeah.
Right. Meanwhile, we're going to hurry on our way to meet Noel.
Yep, we're going to make as much progress as we can while Chaos starts doing so.
All right,
Yep.
so Greed Skull steps out of here, and he goes kind of towards the money. Thomas steps out. Victor steps out. Malcolm with the resonance anchor, and then the Faceless and the Kevins stay here for a second. They're racking weapons and putting on body armor, and they're just...
We tell him. We tell him.
go
Wait like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Or until you start hearing explosions.
Yeah, or that.
So you step out into the main hall, and you're greeted with a familiar face. Minotaur is standing. If you guys can see this main hall picture, this is what the main hall looks like. So it's two wrapping staircases on either side going up to a little rotunda up top. Minotaur is standing on this carpet right here in the middle. As you guys come around the corner from the elevator, he looks at you and he says, Mr. Mammon is waiting for you up
Yeah,
the stairs. He's a little slower than the last time we talked to him.
All right. Dying will do that to you. So
Yeah, you guys hit him in the head really hard.
yeah, we did.
So he says, would you like me to carry your box?
Yes. I think that's a
Yeah,
great
sure.
idea.
Yeah.
I do have
Yeah,
a
sure. We
remote
have a-
for that, right?
Sure. So Mr. Minotaur, he grabs your resonance anchor, and he heads up the stairs after you guys. You guys head up either flight of these stairs up to the rotunda, and we're gonna go up a tier here to this map where you guys hit the top of the stairs, and then he's gonna take you to the ancillary lobby through these doors and to this balcony. Oh no, I'm sorry. You guys can just go up the stairs and go over to the balcony. No. I'm looking at this map and I'm wrong. The only way in that room is to go through the bedroom here. So, he's going to take you to the master's lobby on this side, through the master's vestibule, through these rooms, into the master's quarters, and into this room here, where Noel Kasem is sitting with James Quimby Jr. And it's the first time you guys seen James Quimby in a little while. He looks a little different. And through the way, you guys have passed like mooks that are standing guard, and Minitar still has the anchor. Here we go. So that's this is the master's sitting room here. So it's got this massive like half dome window and very opulent couches. There's a fireplace inside. James Quimby Jr. is sitting in a chair next to the window. He does look a little changed, and Noel Kasem is in his business attire, and he's sitting in a chair, and he stands up as you guys walk in. Minitar having the resonance anchor behind you, and he says, Gentlemen, I've got the contract right here on this table. Oh, I'm so excited for this. You guys, you're not missing this opportunity, and this opportunity only comes once in forever. There's no other person out there that's going to be capitalizing on the never like this. It is a brilliant idea, and you guys are in on the ground floor. What do you think of that?
I had some ideas for the action figure lines.
We can work all that stuff out. Is that the anchor? Carl Reeves made that, right?
Yeah, that is the anchor.
Put it here, my man. Put it here. And he takes a look at it. He gets real close to it, and he says, James, this is going to change the world. And James walks over, and for the first time, James talks, and he says, so this is going to be the new world order, huh? That you're going to use this to, what, make the planes overlap? And Noel Kasem says, yes, exactly. We will not rule on power and intimidation. We will rule through currency. We will rule through price. He says the most powerful weapon of war ever conceived by the human brain is currency. And the count of my coins is more reliable than any roster of mortal hearts or immortal souls. Money is worth way more to me than fucking anything. So we're going to use this resonance anchor to capitalize on the never. And we're going to drive capitalism through the roof. People are going to have so much fun coming to my theme park. It's going to be great. And you guys are going to be here. I'm so glad that you're here to get this going.
Yeah, we're excited to sign on. How you doing, James?
Oh, I'm okay, Mr. Weddenson. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yep. That's how's hell been?
He looks around. He's like, it's okay. He's got an IMAX theater in the basement, and I got a lot of friends down here. Really, some of the staff play Dungeons and Dragons, and I play with them every now and then. It's been fun.
Your dad?
Do you miss Henry?
Yeah. But Mr. Kasem says that I can go back soon. Right, Mr. Kasem? And Noel says, James, yeah, I told you before, there are people out there that want you for your blood. You're a very special kid. And if they get a hold of you, it could be really detrimental to the world. And the world that we're trying to make money off of. I can't have you falling into the wrong hands, James. That's why you're here. You're protected. So you guys want to go ahead and sign this paperwork, and we can go ahead and get started? I'd love to get started on this now. I've got plans for Joyland.
Let's take a look at the contract.
So he rolls it out on the table in front of you, in the sitting room. And it's a good old-fashioned demon contract. So the words on the paper kind of glow with hellfire, and he says, now you'll have to sign it in blood. Unfortunately, the only law in this land is the law that is established. So unfortunately, we'll have to sign in blood, but hey, that makes the contract that much more exciting, doesn't it? You'll see on there, each of you will get $1 billion to start. I've got that somewhere around here. All right, when do you want all hell to break loose?
I mean, has it been 5 minutes yet?
We can make it that way. We can, you can trigger Kevin just randomly.
Well, I'm waiting for Greed to lose his shit and start blowing stuff up.
Okay.
I don't know about the rest of the team, but that's what I'm waiting for.
All right. So, yeah, if you're waiting for Greed to blow shit up, he's ready. So,
Also waiting for the kid to move away from the bomb.
I've got that covered. You just worry about getting you away.
All right, so I think things are going to happen pretty quick here. But Malcolm, as you're bending over the contract and you've picked up this pin that has thorns on it that would stab your fingers to make you bleed into the fount, you grab this pen, and you haven't like stuck your finger with it yet, but as you're leaning down to sign your name, there is a massive ripping explosion from the first floor, the floor that the elevator lobby was on that you guys came out of. It's actually right below and on the other side of the wall from the balcony. Actually, it's directly below the balcony. As Greed just explodes all of this gold at the bottom of this balcony, and it just erupts in brilliant light and sound as the explosion goes off, and all of this gold is just poofed into existence. It rips through the wall, and on the other side, this massive hulking three-faced monster that you guys have faced before, Dread, and Dreddy, comes charging out towards Greed's skull. But that's below you, and you don't know exactly what's going on. But it's chaos down there.
I'm assuming this balcony overlooks all of that thing that's happening, and these are glass windows and doors, right?
Yep, you'd be able to see out of it. Well, the glass had all exploded. It goes crazy. There's dust and debris. Noel Kasem, he steps back and he says, "What the fuck is going on?" And he changes into this crazy golden snake-like creature. He's a good 13 feet tall. Actually, well, I say tall. From the floor to the top of his head, he's 13 feet, but he's more like 25 feet long. And as he changes, James Quimby Jr., he steps back from the explosion and the table and everything, and he looks afraid, and Minotaur steps over to comfort the boy, and he says, "Little James, it's time to get you to safety." Oops, I just deleted Minotaur. That's fine.
That's what Victor said as he pulls the button.
Yeah, I look at Minnie and I'm like, protect the child.
All right, so do you want to go into like a turn order or something? Would that make this easier?
It might. The only monkey wrench in this plan so far is if Minotaur tries to take the kid out of the room, I'm going to have to preemptively do something that I was waiting to do, which everyone kind of has already figured out.
Yep, Minotaur is going to try to get James to safety, so he's going to try to whisk him out of the room.
So
he's got to cross the room first. You guys came through the door, so his plan is to grab James and like baby carry him out.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to stay in front of Minnie and be like, you protect the kid. Let's get him out of here. This isn't safe.
I'm already doing that. So he's gonna head to the master's bedroom here.
Yep.
And Mammon comes to the balcony as you guys leave the room, and he goes, "We're under attack! Well, where the fuck is Helexa?" And the mooks, they all come to attention, and you hear them on radios as they go, "Oh shit, there's stuff to kill here, things
Hey,
to kill."
Minnie, I don't think we're far enough away. I think we still need to move.
Minnie, where's the panic room?
Right?
Minnie still has James in his hand, and he goes, "Panic, panic." And he comes through.
As we get about there, I'm going to hit the button.
Oh, for the explosion of the resonance anchor?
Yep.
Okay. So the resonance anchor goes off. How big of an explosion was that?
I'd like that room to disappear, but I'm sure that won't kill Mammon.
Okay, so it blasts through this half-dome window, and everything in that room is turned to dust and debris. Mammon gets thrown from the balcony and down into the rostrum, or the main hall. So he's actually a floor below you now?
All with all the Kevins, the Faceless, and the Dread and Dreddy?
Yep, he's down there with them.
I'd like to look at Minnie and be like, "We need to get out of here. I know a way, and I'm gonna draw a door on the floor and tell him to follow me, or tell him to take the kid there."
Draw a door on the floor and tell him to take the kid there.
Yeah.
Okay. Minnie says, "That is not procedure."
Dude, this place is under attack. We've got to get the kid out of here. You know Mammon doesn't want the kid harmed.
James comes to safety.
Yes. The safety is on the other side of this door. This place is exploding. There was just an explosion in the room we were in. The lobby just blew up. Like, we got to get out of here, man. Come on. I know it hurts to think, but you got to put a little bit of thought in there, and I'm on your side. But clearly, I'm on your side. I was about to sign a deal when everything started going to hell.
James stays safe.
James stays safe. You stay safe too. Come on, let's go.
All right. He decides that he's going to trust you, and he steps down into the darkness, the Vanta blackness of your chalk door in the floor.
And everybody go. I follow him.
Okay.
Looks like I'm going too, then.
So far, the only person we've screwed here was the Greed Skull.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in as well.
All right.
There really wasn't a choice as soon as the door came up. I wonder how much of that gold the Greed Skull can detonate before he gets... Yeah. I mean, he has a lot of protection down there.
Yeah, he's got 40 people, almost 40 people, 36 people protecting him with guns. And he's blowing shit up. Like, this should be great. Probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah. We'll have to find that out next time. You guys step through the darkness, the Vanta Black portal, and you guys come back out inside. Well, shit, it would be inside New World Technologies tower. You guys were in the vestibule, so you would come out probably a floor down from Mammon's actual office in like a corridor of the New World Technologies tower. Take you a minute to reorient yourself. Minotaur is there in the corridor, and he's got little James, and he says, "We are back in Detroit now."
Yes.
Without taking the elevator.
Right.
Was neat.
Yes. I am a valuable ally. Let's get out of here. We got to get the kid to safety.
We take James home.
Yes. Take James home.
Okay. So Minotaur starts baby carrying James over to the elevator in New World Technologies Tower.
Not the elevator home. His other home. We got to keep him
Detroit
safe.
home.
New Detroit home, yes.
Noel Kasem's home in New Detroit.
We don't know that that's not under attack. I've got another safe house I think we should go to. Victor and I have things like this set up for special customers.
Okay. So you're going to take him back to Trinity Solutions, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys get in the elevator of the tower and head down to the first floor. Get out, walk back in front of the dude, man, and the girl in the reception desk, and he says, "Checking out, gentlemen. Would you like to sign out, please?"
Sure.
And you guys walk over and sign the book, and then head
As
out the front door.
Harry Buttocks again.
Yep, you sign Harry Buttocks. In and out. Quick 10-minute drop. Oh man, there's so much chaos going over in the Citadel.
If it makes you feel any better, Ghost, I feel your pain.
Just dropped off fucking 10 Kevins, 18 faceless, all with machine guns, body armor,
and a guy who explodes metal.
Yeah, explode metal.
And can't die. Explodes metal, can't die.
Oh my god. Left him no way out, by the way.
Elevator.
No, we blew that up.
Heavily guarded.
No, we didn't blow the elevator up. But it is, there's chaos going on. Plus, he doesn't know that we got his kid. We forgot to tell him.
Yeah, that's true, too.
He doesn't even know we're against him yet.
You like my war bot? I really thought that would become a bigger thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Everything here is awesome, okay?
I fought one of those earlier in the Old Republic. That's what that's from.
I've had that chalk for forever. I never got to play with it, and I found a use.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
I'm going to call, let's see, whose number did we have? We have Ace.
And we have
Ace.
We have Lady Zazaz, and we have
basically you've got a business card for Odin too.
Yeah.
I'm going to start sending out messages that, hey, good news, bad news. We successfully got the kid. We have escaped hell. And all hell is probably breaking loose in hell right now.
Yep. And while that's going on, we should probably plane jump this kid to somewhere like, Asgard sounds great.
Yeah, I was thinking that's a great idea. I figured Dad would let me know.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can avoid killing Minnie because he seems like a really nice, slow guy.
Yeah, I really was dead set on just, putting one in his brain pan until he started speaking, and then I felt bad.
Yeah, he's already had a rub. I don't know if it would actually kill him either.
He wants to protect James. He seems like a very sincere cow. And without knowing if Greed Skull can come back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume he will eventually get out. He's tough. But we'll keep Quimby safe until that happens.
Okay.
We call I call Odin up. Let Ace know that the mission was successful. We survived. I don't think my brothers have cell phones, so that's kind of off the table.
Odin walks through the door.
Sweet. Two of them, even.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened.
I grabbed a belly by accident. It's getting weird.
There we go. It's very strange. Odin walks through the door and he says, "You gentlemen have done excellently. I did not see this coming, but you got the kid, and that was the main part of it because, well, James is special. It's a shame about his dad, though. Really is.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe we could do something about that, but it is what it is.
I mean, it depends on who he made the deal with.
I think the Morrigan might save him. She did say that he would be okay and that he would live through it. So let's hope that her power as the chooser of the slain is absolute, even there in Mammon's Damascene. But you guys did fantastic. You didn't even roll. You went through that whole thing without rolling any. Man,
It's a well-planned heist.
it was.
I never had to pull the trigger even once.
It's yeah. Good job. And he just starts clapping for you. Good work.
So Odin's here to take this kid with him, right?
Yeah. I'll take him to Asgard and make sure that he's protected.
Minnie stays with him.
You want me to take this Minotaur to Asgard? Okay.
I think what you should do is, how do I put this? The Minotaur is a noble soul who has clearly been misled multiple times. I think you should help him.
I see. All right. Well, we can do that. Bifrost comes down the actual Rainbow Bridge, shines into the lobby area of Trinity Solutions, and Minotaur, Odin, and James Quimby all stand on Bifrost.
I would like to tell James, too, hey, we couldn't have done this without your dad. You should know he came to say he's there saving you right now. He was the distraction we needed to get you out.
Really? My dad?
Your dad. Yeah, he is not Mayor Quimby anymore. We will do what we can for him, but I'm sorry.
My dad?
Yes. I believe you will see him again, but I don't know that for sure.
All right. So he stands on the Rainbow Bridge, holding hands with Minotaur, and they wave goodbye to you and head off to Asgard.
Man, I forgot to talk about my brothers.
I'm sure you'll get to chat with him.
Yeah, focus. Important things.
Which are, what's the next step?
I don't know.
I mean, Redicus is going to close this case, and then he's going to call that Stephanie chick and awkwardly go through, trying to ask her on a date and messing all that up and, ending up drinking again and next adventure.
I don't think they messed that up. She likes you.
I'm going to go tell Beth that we should double check that the wards will actually protect us from vengeful archdemons.
Okay, that's a good plan.
I may have
Tama?
made an enemy of one.
Hey man, I intend to fully play stupid if he ever comes back like, you did that. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. We were on board. Things just went crazy.
Yeah, we got out of there with Minnie, and then Odin showed up, and it was just...
I'm not even going to say all that. I'm just going to be like, we barely escaped with our lives.
Some guy with one eye came and was like, I need to take the kid. Him and Minnie left, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, that's...
we could do, man. We're just mortal.
Yeah, we couldn't have possibly, I mean, look at the plane difference here. It's not like we could have ever pulled one over.
Hey, what about those action figures, though? Have we started that line yet? Because I got people.
Except that you did explode the resonance anchor that you brought into the room with him, so Mammon knows that you guys have flipped on him.
His back was turned.
Yeah,
He
he has
doesn't
no
know
idea.
So
And
the
the
resonance
explosions
anchor-
were
For
coming
for the
from
for the
everywhere.
record, you know, it had a bomb on it when we took it.
Yeah, Stephanie Campos did that. Yes. Yes.
No, I mean, we don't. He can't possibly know for sure that was the explosion.
Yeah.
And by the end of the night, I am fairly certain there's not going to be enough evidence of anything.
Yeah, it was actually Dread and Jetty's fault. He must have hit something that made it explode.
I know you figure. So you figure they're going to kill the Greed Skull probably within the first 10 minutes, right? He's going to die. Then he's going to come back to life, and he's going to do even more damage and destruction. They'll kill him again, right? They'll figure like, oh, we didn't kill him the first time, and then they'll move on, and then he'll come back. That'll happen at least 3 times, maybe 4. There's a really far outside chance that he gets 5 before they figure out that they actually can't kill him. By that
Right.
time, he's destroyed the entire first floor, and the other floors are going to start crumbling in.
Yep. And think of all that power lost once he's lost all that gold.
Yeah. Like, there may not be a vengeful archdemon, there just may be a power hole.
Yeah,
Which is
let's go with that
also
thought,
bad.
Malcolm. I'm gonna pour drinks for everybody.
Also bad. Well, I mean, like a power vacuum is also bad. Like,
Yeah, he wasn't very well liked from what they were telling us at dinner.
it's still a power vacuum. It's still a hole that will have to be filled.
I think it's going to be more of a Holt here in more of a power vacuum in Detroit than it is down there. Because he owned a lot of stuff, and now he can't pay for anything.
I'm going to let you guys talk for a minute. I'll be back.
He's got to go have a cigarette and a whiskey because we fucked his map up. No.
Yeah. That's what you think is going to happen, so I can plan accordingly.
I've been there. It's all Craven's fault.
Wait, what? My plan worked exactly like I said it would.
Yeah, that is a valid point. It did. I didn't think it was going to. I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop. What I really thought was going to happen is you were going to make that chalk hole, and we were going to pop out in some really bad part of the Never Never.
Yeah.
That's what I really thought was about to happen, and I was like, I don't know if I want to, because like obviously anyone who goes through this portal, it's like out of the frying pan.
I'm not gonna lie. I was gambling that that this was a strong connection to his Detroit.
Yeah,
office.
Detroit office. Yeah, no, I got it, and it did work out.
It was a solid gamble. I've read the books maybe 6 times now. It was a solid gamble.
Had a strong connection with just the basement. Portal down 3 stories.
It worked.
Right into
It worked out way better than my plan B, because if things had started to go sideways, my plan B was click, watch, grab kid, jump off balcony, detonate bomb. That was my long shot, and I wasn't going to necessarily care if you guys were close. I was pretty sure you'd live through it because one of you has magical armor and the other's a demigod.
Half a demigod.
I'm pretty sure you'd live through the bomb.
I'm pretty sure it would too.
Yeah.
I did live through a fireball to the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
My most important thing was I held the door for Minijar. Right this way, sir.
You did seem a little quiet tonight. You're not having another like flu/COVID fever in the middle of our session again, are you?
We shopped a lot today, and then I mowed the grass, so I'm fighting allergies.
Ah, yeah, no, it sucks. But that's not COVID, so.
Yeah. Then we had a fire pit outside, so allergies plus smoke it's just a fun way to breathe right now.
I installed insulation, so while I am dead tired, I am so itchy that there's no chance of me accidentally falling asleep.
I have to go do all that fun work tomorrow, but I didn't have to do it today, so it's a trade-off.
Fair. Well, I'm down to, I think I have 2.5 rolls left to install.
Oh, you're doing fiberglass insulation. You're not spraying insulation?
No. I have to spray the ceiling eventually, the above the ceiling.
Oh, we use spray on everything now.
Do you have a sprayer? Hold it. Do you have a sprayer?
No, so we're still streaming, so I can't put out names, but Dad's brother-in-law does that for a living.
Do you know what you know prices?
No, but I could get you the contact info.
Yep, I could do that. I need it's like a 10 by 10 section, or 10 by 16, 10 by 18.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's done all of it for us, so and it's turned out fantastic. I mean, make sure you've got, one thing I will say is, the first time we did it, we didn't necessarily have our electric sorted the way we should have beforehand. You definitely want to make sure that if there's any kind of wiring or anything that needs to go in it, you better have that right before you spray insulate it.
2 left to put in. I understand.
Yeah.
I have an access panel that I built so that I can get up there, but it's only 14 inches, so you ain't getting far. It's just over top of the garage. They didn't do any insulation when they built it, so it's a hot box and it keeps the entire garage.
Mine's actually built the exact same way. There's that blown insulation, not foam, but like the little bits of stuff over top the entire house, except for the garage. So when I was putting the AC in for the garage, I was like, I'm going to put the vent through the roof, but I'll have to get through the insulation. And I took all these precautions, and I went to go do it, and I opened up the access area, and I look up, and I'm like, it's just, there's nothing up here. There's no insulation whatsoever over the garage, which kind of makes sense because there was no AC or heat before I put it in. So.
Yep. Well, I have all the walls insulated except for one 10 by 10 section, and that's where the electrical is. I need to finish 2 more wires before I'm done. We're putting drywall up tomorrow on the wall over the garage and the wall where the bench is. But I got my electrical for the bench done. I got the panel done. It's all hooked up, and it did not explode.
Did you put a exhaust system in for your fumes and stuff?
I'm putting an air filter in. I have not gotten an air filter yet, but I have one on my list. That's one of the first things I'll be purchasing. That's one of the circuits I still have to pull.
Alright, Ghost, you back yet? That's a no. It's a negative, Ghost Rider. I'm sure the stream is riveted by our talking of all of our home improvements we're doing. But I'd like to know if there's going to be any more sessions tonight, so I can decide whether or not to end the stream. I am hoping that the next episode is like the beginning of the next season, and there's like a time gap. And that it like draws, because I think that we have very neatly drawn a lot of these storylines to a conclusion. We'll see what Ghost decides to do.
There's a little picture of what I've been doing.
Oh, that is classic like Pink Panther insulation right there. That looks really good though.
Yep, I have a coworker that helped me, and I followed his lead once I got started. But the bench is gonna be 48 times 5, 48 inches times 5, so 4 feet times 5, 20 feet of bench.
That's
20 feet of bench, 6 lights over top of the bench, and 50 outlets.
Yeah, your lighting situation is so much better than mine. I'm about to get one of those shop light LED things that you can.
I put LEDs in the bulb. I use giant LED bulbs to replace what was in there, which already brightened it. I added those 6 across there with switches for each individual one, so that you don't have to turn all of them on. Although I do, because it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Because why not have the power of the sun at your fingertips?
Right, that's what I said. Like, who doesn't want more light? And then I'm going to add over top of the garage door, which I'm currently insulating and rewiring because they fucking ran the wire just straight across the ceiling. drives me insane when people do that. It's so disrespectfully stupid.
That's how mine's run.
I know. But anyway, I'm going to do that, and then I am putting, I think I'm going to put LEDs across there. I just haven't figured out how many. I'm probably going to err on the side of too many. Because they're cheap and easy to install. There's just no good reason not to put them in.
And they don't use any power whatsoever.
They don't, even though they're going to have a dedicated circuit. Each of those outlets, by the way, so the light, the outlet below it, and the outlet below that are all one circuit. So there's 5 circuits on the bench. So there's almost no chance that I run out of power. And I got a 100 amp breaker that runs back to a 60 amp breaker. So it's really only a 60 amp, but it has room.
All right, Ghost, last chance.
He's muted. He doesn't know it.
Probably. I've been talking this whole time.
Oh, he's taking a mean poop.
Could be. Alrighty, well, I'm calling it there for the stream. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Oh, hold on, he's back.
Sorry.
You pinched that one off real quick so that I wouldn't end the stream.
Yeah. No, I had somebody over. Hold on. They just left. Oh, surprise. I mean, screw that.
Alright, well, I was about to close up because I assumed you were done.
You assumed that I was what?
Done.
No, not done. We could be done. But I think I heard you guys talking about planning for next time.
Well, we said a few things, yeah.
Okay. But we can talk off air if you want to. Or we can plan for next time.
I mean, I'm ready to get some cases and some mystery again, and, you know, maybe do a little bit of monster hunting. I do think that if I had to do this all over again, instead of doing Clued in Mortal, I would do the Monster Hunter one. Because it seems to fit what I'm doing, the way I'm playing, a lot better. Because I am not familiar with the Dresden verse enough to really utilize a Clued in Mortal to its peak efficiency, because I don't know about the world.
Sure, I get that.
So, if we do another season of this, I might play the same character with slightly different stats if you'll let me flip things over. I figure we probably have to level our characters anyway, because I think defeating Mammon probably counts as a significant milestone.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, now would be the time, and I'm all for you guys changing it up. If you wanted to play slightly different or completely different characters,
The rules pretty much let you rewrite it every time too. Like
Yeah,
when
that's true.
you do your characters, if you read the milestones, several of them say if you want to redo your stats, if you want to move stats around, if you want to swap out stunts. You can even change one of the milestones lets you change your concept. So you can go from being, say, a private eye monster hunter to, I don't know, something else.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth thinking about. I really want your inputs, like, you're the GM. How do you feel? Like, is there more to do in this world? Harold's all packed up and skittished away, and that concerns me. Is he going to just teleport us into some other, Titan-esque thing? Or,
right?
Or are we going to be doing this?
Did you guys enjoy the system?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
I don't have any.
I have some beefs with the system, if I'm being completely honest. I do like that it's narrative, and I do like how liberal it is with you just saying things versus doing really complex dice rolls. All of that's nice. However, I don't like things like every gun does the same amount of damage. My pistol does the same amount of damage as a 50 caliber rifle.
See, I like that everything is the same because it means that I don't have to worry about trying to be better. There is no better. It's all equal. I thought you would like that because it kept me from.
It didn't, though. because you've got so many abilities and you hit so much harder, even and because it's all on your skills and build, which is the opposite of what I want. I was hoping that you would have your supernatural powers and that I would be able to be on your level simply by pulling out a 50 caliber rifle, and then suddenly I'm as powerful as you because I've got a bigger gun.
You guys hit just as hard.
It definitely doesn't seem like that when we're rolling dice and you're like, I do this much damage, and I'm like, I do 4.
Well, he could roll, a max of 9. And I think you were rolling max of 7. Last fight, the fight with the giant. And then I was thinking about, so I ran the giant weird. I gave him hit points, like way more hit points than he should have had. And I was subtracting hit points based on what your shift was. And I didn't like how it turned out. It just ended up being real slow. So I had plans for Mammon fight that was going to roll a little bit differently instead of him having hit points, but that didn't turn out the way I thought it was. And that's all good. There's still a lot of stuff to do in this system, and I always have the Herald has moved on, and if you guys want to go with him, or actually he might not move on. We can all discuss that too. He might just still be around.
I'm not mad about the system. I do have a couple of beefs with it, and it might just be a matter of feel. Like, my character doesn't feel as powerful as the other 2 players. Because I built him around this concept that he was going to be the Sherlock Holmesian investigator, and like I said, I don't know the system, so I'd get in the middle of trying to solve something with dice rolls, and I'm going to use this as an example, but don't take this personally because this is just an example. But like, Craven would jump in and be like, no, in Dresden it's blah, 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 blah. And then I'd go to try to solve the next one and be like, no, in Dresden it's blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, all right, my character's useless because I don't know this knowledge. And I don't get to play the play style that I built the character for because I don't know things. And there's also these awkward pauses with the GM where he's expecting me to do a thing and I don't know what to do because I haven't read the books.
I think it was, and I didn't give you a lot of mystery leads either. So I could do better with that too. So that's on me. I feel that. I've gone back and re-listened to a lot of the tapes, and there are definitely things that I should have done better. I was thinking a lot of gumshoe stuff in the beginning would lead to bigger things, and then I kind of fumbled through the middle. So that's on me. All right, so Sherlockian stuff may or may not work.
Well, that's kind of like I feel like if I rebuild my character around a different theme, that will help alleviate some of that. Because I do enjoy the world setting, even though I don't understand it as completely as you guys do. It is entertaining, and I like the characters that have been introduced. But yeah, I might need to take a mulligan on building my character for this milestone, and maybe I'll keep him as who he is, but his stats and the way he approaches problems will change, and he'll just, he'll turn more into okay, when you come to this office to get your problem solved, the problem is usually that there is some supernatural thing, and instead of being an investigation mystery-wise, it's I just need to figure out how to go kill this thing. Which is how I kind of interpret the Monster Hunter role to work. And towards the end of the campaign, I think that's what we were actually doing.
Yeah, that's usually our playstyle. Thomas, how do you feel about all this? Or sorry, Jeremy.
No, it's fun. I get with Thomas still. I have an angel in my armor and just don't feel powerful. Like I hit things for 2, and I don't know. It was fun. I enjoyed a lot of it. I'm fighting allergies today and was super quiet, but still successfully followed the guy through the hole and made it out alive.
100%.
Yeah. No, I mean the narrativeness is cool. I like complex dice rolls and learning systems, but I can learn a system of magical things. I don't know. I think at one point I was hoping that Thomas would learn magic, but then he got an angel armor. So
It's not
found
too
out
late.
that his daughter is like one of the most two important people in all of Detroit, which is awesome still, but terrifying. I mean, the fact that he didn't know about anything makes like him and me the same, whereas we're like, cool, that's a werewolf. I know that a werewolf is like a dog and a person at the same time, but I didn't know that they could be other different things. I wanted to be a Wolverine at one point. That was gonna be my favorite one. A werewolverine.
All kinds of things you can do. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, if you Google some of the things people have come up with, like it's just unlimited.
So if you want to learn magic or you want to be more powerful, we can absolutely put something in there. I feel you that you'd roll a 2 and like even though you have angel armor, it wasn't really helpful so much but like I don't know. I do depend on you guys to be very descriptive, and it helps when you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go get this infernal grenade launcher and shove it up that guy's ass. Yeah, 100%. That's fucking happens. Narratively, that makes me storytelling a hell of a lot better. So it's just gonna work. So yeah, if you wanted to be like the angel in my armor rises up and increases my strength, heck yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, so a lot of that is just
Narrative.
those things.
Yeah, just invoke it.
Like you have it, you just have to, when you do it, you ask if you can do something, and you just either you get a yes or no.
I'm probably gonna give it to you though.
Like I specifically tried to cut the Achilles heels off of a giant, and skink, I tipped it.
yeah, and that's what I'm talking about with the giant fight last time. I'm sitting there going, his Achilles heel or a tendon would probably be like wire rope, and the thing is huge. It would take a couple chops to get through it. But maybe I didn't explain that correctly, or I should have just let it happen and have his foot fall uselessly to the absolute wayside.
Now, if you want a couple of lists of things you did absolutely correct, the bomb disarming thing, although you made the time limit entirely too short for any reasonable way, but like that was really good. It fit. It was something we could do. It's something we also did a little bit of while we were waiting for Malcolm to get in, because it was on one of those days when he was doing D&D. Because if you want to fit the gumshoe stuff in, obviously that's the better time to do it, because Craven doesn't want to do that kind of gameplay. So when he's running late is probably a better time to sneak that in. 'Cause I really enjoy it.
I don't mind doing any of those things as long as we have some combat. I don't care what else we do, and I like some of the puzzle solving.
Oh yeah, you were really good at the decryption of the letter that we did back in it was many episodes ago.
Yeah.
You did a pretty good job on that. I find that really stressful to do on air, because that one was like there was a lot of work and writing and involved in that, and I'm very competitive, and I was trying to race the other guys, which stressed me more.
That's stressful, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was another thing that was pretty good, though. I did like that. I liked the map. I liked the traps down in the Underdark. Undertroit. I mean, I liked the concept of the Undertroit. Pretty much anything to do with the narrative has been spot on. Like it's a really good story, which is not a real big surprise coming from you. It was all really good. And like I said, nothing about this system bothers me enough that I'd want to necessarily go away from the system.
Okay.
Just things to keep in mind as you're building up, especially your house rules.
Yeah, I think that's where we need to get, or I need to get better about things, make it more even amongst everybody, but also
I don't even care about it. Like, my complaint is not, oh, Craven made a really powerful character and I didn't, which is often a problem we run into here. That's actually not it. It's just that I have a problem when I'm playing a shooting character, and that's part of the character, and also because, I'm a gun nut in real life. It bothers me that the 50 cal doesn't do more than the... Like, it really... That... I'm gonna say something stupid here, but my immersion, man, like, I can't deal with the idea that my 45 is doing the same amount of damage to that 50 caliber sniper rifle. That just hurt me.
So that again, that was the giant fight, right?
Yeah. Well, no, that was the park with the giant buddies.
Giant squirrels.
Yeah.
Didn't you shot through the...
Oh, yeah, no, we did great on the descriptions, but that's when I realized that it was doing the same amount of damage. Like, that's where me as a player said, oh, that's when it all clicked.
Right.
Was that, I didn't need to do this. I could have grabbed a BB gun off the street. Like,
right.
That's a failure of the system. Because technically, I could pick up a random ball pinging hammer or a piece of pipe or a fence post and do the same. And that is a failure of the system. I just wasn't letting it annoy me because I felt like it made everybody more equal.
Yeah, it also could have been me. I should have given you additional points on your rolls for having more powerful things. Like, that's supposed to be what scaling is all about. And sometimes I just forgot to scale. So I'll get better about scaling too.
You can try different ways of, dealing with it, and we'll see how it all feels. I think it's a right tool for the job thing too.
Yeah.
I
mean, do you guys think that this system's better than Call of Cthulhu?
Yes.
No, actually, I like Call of Cthulhu a lot better than this system. But I think you'll find that Jeremy and I are really thrilled about, like, the fact that there's so many different ways to do an investigation and to talk to a person in Call of Cthulhu. That's cool to us.
Right.
It's if you took the combat system from this and the investigation system from Call of Cthulhu and you kit bashed them into one system, I think everybody would be happy.
Yeah, minus the climb rolls.
Yes, well, there were. Let's say Pulp Cthulhu then. Pulp Cthulhu.
You can't die from being bad lucked.
Yeah.
I do like the luck system in Cthulhu a lot. Mm-hmm. I think that became a house rule for a lot of us. Yeah. Anyway,
the luck rolls. I took sanity rolls for certain things. Now I only use sanity situationally, but I do like that it exists. It's a great thing to have in there in your system. There's a bunch of good stuff from Call of Cthulhu, but most of it is around social investigative stuff. Like when we were doing the pin board and you were mapping everything out, and I was able to, like, do 3 or 4 different ways of checking in the library against these clues that you were giving me as the GM. That worked really well. As of where here, every time I need to look something up, I'm like, okay, well, I get on the Paranet and I ask Atticus, and that's it. That was the extent of my ability to check into something. And I was completely dependent on you as the GM to come back and say, okay, well, you understand this now.
Yeah, this definitely has less roles. So I feel like this system, you get less dramatic failures, which that sometimes makes the game fun. Like in Cthulhu, when you crash the car, because of a failure, you're never going to have that here unless I'm trying to fuck you guys over. I'm not going to
which you won't do as a GM, so there's very little chance of it happening.
Yeah, so how do you guys feel about that? Like, am I just too easy on you, and does it still feel like it's a challenge?
I don't know if I want to give you an honest answer because the other 2 players might stab me.
I just asked. I'm asking. You can be honest or not. It's fine.
I do think you're too easy on your players.
Okay.
I never feared for my life once as a guy who was brand new to this entire world, who was a morticianer 11 days ago.
Right.
And then 11 days in, stole a kid from the son of the devil. Like, that arc of danger, like, I should have been, I don't know, more scared. But at the same time, like, I've never died in
Well, yeah, I tend not to. So I tend to do peril a little bit different. I will let bad shit happen to the party, but I won't necessarily kill them. My interpretation of Ghost from the mini campaigns I've played with him is he will not let bad shit happen to the party until he just kills you. Like, this session very well could have ended and we were just dead. He hasn't done that.
That's why I got out of there as fast as I could.
But that to me is not as fun as peril that you live through.
So I give you an opportunity to actually die, and you guys just dip out.
Yeah, no, like here's how I saw this going. Like we've had a relative breeze outside of a couple of fights, but they have been getting consistently harder. Right. So I realized that Ghost has been slowly leveling up his fight game, and now we're going to go to Hell and fight a guy who owns this particular portion of Hell in his domain. And I was like, we got to get out of there. So we show up, and there's the kid. I'm like, all right, well, like half the battle is now ended. We know where the kid is. I successfully convinced the Minotaur that we were his friends. That's like the other half of the battle. I open a portal, and dude's like, okay, I go to a portal. And that was that. Like, oh, I'm in. It was that or kill them. Like the other option was we just beat the Minotaur to death again and then take the kid.
Yeah,
I was totally ready to do that. But I didn't want to from the minute you described him speaking, and I can't imagine that wasn't intentional.
I was trying to make him the gentle giant that he was supposed to be all the time.
Yeah.
But like you guys met him the first time. He was watching Friends, just chilling out.
But see, I don't like Friends, so I was.
Look. When we did it the first time, he was an enforcer for the Diablos, and we had to get through him. We knew how this was going to go. We had to do what we had to do. Fortunately, we probably destroyed any ability he has to remember much other than protect James Quimby. So,
yeah, he's a little special now.
He's gonna, if Odin fixes him, he's gonna remember everything and be like, "All right, so those guys fucked me up, but they also fixed me, so we call that a push. Oh, and I work for Odin now, which has got to be better than whatever he was doing."
So my first note of this, like before our session 0, I wanted to make sure that you guys get to make choices, good or bad, and then those choices have consequences. So if we do go to season 2 for all of this, the entire Mammon fiasco that just went down is going to have consequences around the board, and then people are going to react based on what happened here, which is just like last episode. Harold was like, peace, I'm out, I'm gonna go mobile so that this crazy asshole can't track me down and beat the shit out of me.
Our place is warded. He can set up shop here.
Yeah, I mean, he could come to Trinity Solutions. That's an option.
I feel like we owe him a solid.
And if this conversation had gone differently and you guys were like, I hate the system, want to do something different, Harold has the ability to take you guys to D20 Modern or Delta Green.
That would be D20 Modern would be back to the beginning.
Yeah.
That would be, actually, I've heard of Delta Green, but I've never actually played it. But it might be interesting to explore at some point because I've heard good things.
Yeah, I've heard great things too. It's a D100 system that you roll under your score. It's just like Call of Cthulhu. There is no native luck thing in Delta Green, but we would throw it in there because we're already dealing with D100s. But if we go Delta Green, it's it's kind of like the same. It's not high fantasy. It's
Delta Green it would have fit much better for your Titan thing, but without a lot of the magic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I'm good with this system for this particular setting. It works very well. But we should make some modifications it's for the feel of it.
Right. I do like the Dresden system where it's pretty much narrative and everybody tells a story. And it's mostly about the story. So, yeah, we'll do a season 2 of Dresden if everybody's cool with it. Stick with this system. I'll make it more perilous. The scale fight's a little bit better.
Not necessarily more lethal, more perilous.
Yes. And then Thomas wants to learn magic, so maybe we can figure out how to do that.
Mhm.
And then we want more mysteries and more fights. Which I'll fit those in.
Or get a sword of faith.
You want a sword of faith?
I don't know. I feel like that's probably knowing that I could have used my angel more. I could do that. I don't know.
Like something different from the Knight of the Cross. Like the Knight of the Cross, but different. I do have an alternate character design that is equally as bad as this one.
Well, like, I know. So in Dresden, in the actual novels, the Swords of Faith and the Knights of the Cross are big. And because there's only 3 of them, they're introduced in the story, and I didn't want to reuse them as characters because they're all really badass. So when it came up, I was like, well, instead of in the sword, we'll put them in the armor and have this guardian angel. And maybe I just didn't work it out the right
No,
way.
I thought that was a cool parallel because it's like a Knight of the Cross, but it's like a parallel to the Knight of the Cross.
Right.
You needed to flesh it out, and he needed to take stunts or change his concept to fit it. Like, I believe your concept is still doctor, right?
My high concept is corner magician, because he was going to figure out things with that thread.
So part of the way when you build your character, and you can do this when leveling up, you do not have to re-roll, so to speak. You pick, like, let's say you want a new concept, and then you go from there. How that affects your character, you can completely redo things like that and start off as like whatever the parallel we decide is a Knight of the Cross. Like instead of a sword, you have armor. And then you decide, if you look through Knight of the Cross, there are multiple defensive options that you can take.
Like Barrier of Faith, which I have.
Yep. And then...
You used that a couple times, too.
Yep, as far as offensively, I'd have to look into it more closely, but there's...
Hold on. Let me. So this might make sense for season 2. In the Dresden books, there are... entities that can not take over your mind, but kind of share space in your brain. And what they do is they will teach you things while they're in there. If you want to learn magic, this angel can totally hop from the armor and into you, and then kind of share space in you, give you advice, teach you magic, protect you, do spells when you're unconscious, and like
a
help you
mix
out a
of
lot.
Venarians and Knights.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I didn't see Denarians in the How to Play.
In the book?
Yeah, I didn't see a concept for them. I thought, come to think of it, that should have been in there.
It should have been. I know it's in the other Dresden book.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. All right. Well, yeah. For season 2, we will have to create another faction because David and I got together and we really did the Diablos. Like, he made these the character arts way before we made the game, and he sent them to me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, these are the bad guys."
We didn't use the 2 that I suggested for factions.
Your gargoyles and your urchins?
Yeah, we didn't use those.
Yeah, maybe. Do you want them to be? Because when we were talking, the session 0, like the urchins were like these deplorable kids that could go out and get you information, but I could never come up with a way that they were better than the Paranet, But if we want to make them into an actual faction...
I was thinking about maybe rebuilding them as factions.
Gotcha.
But I'll give it some thought. We do need My thinking is if we stick to our same characters, while the consequences of the last one should definitely be a background thing, there should be like a quiet time where we get like some new storyline. So having a new group come in and having new intrigue happen, I think is going to be really important. I realize it just created a ton of work for you, Ghost, but like that's how I feel like even if it does loop back to the big overarching story ultimately, there should be a new thing when we start.
Yeah, I completely agree. I wanted some time to pass between now and season 2, downtime for you guys to get better at skills, so that like when we start next time, you know why you can cast magic missile or whatever the fuck it is. So yeah, there will be time, maybe even a couple years in between season 1 and 2.
So it looks like if you wanted to differentiate the different weapons, you could invoke higher caliber, like as a free invoke. You could just say this is a higher caliber gun, and add a +2 to your roll.
Ah, there we go. I just needed to remember that he had that.
You could also add like you could get, so there's all kinds of invokes that, I mean, all of us are terrible at using invokes. Like I only use the ones that are on my sheet. I've never tried some of the others, but you can invoke things like aiming, like things that are free, like that are naturally your character would naturally do. The only thing that can go wrong is the GM could just say, yeah, I don't know if you can do all that. But it says you may spend as many free invokes on an aspect as you like on a single roll.
See, I didn't. I did read through the book once when we first started, but I didn't remember anything of that whole. Like the thing you're reading now does not look familiar. I'll need to go back and give it another read. I have reread the Monster Hunter thing. I did that while we were chatting, and I definitely think that is better suited,
Right.
to my character in his current state. And I feel like it makes sense if that much time is going to pass that it'd be like, I'm still going to help with investigations. It's a thing I can do. But really, this has turned into, okay, now all these things have come through the barrier. We know why. We've closed the barrier. We've stopped the barrier. But maybe some of these things are still here, and they need not to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do like the idea of being like that. Just being able to say it's a higher caliber and giving a +2, like it doesn't make a huge difference to anyone else, but to me, that's all the difference I need. It's just that it is different is a huge deal.
And I mean, like you can invoke the aspect of it's a higher caliber. You can invoke the aspect that you're aiming it with a scope, because
Right.
keep in mind your roll. You only do one roll for damage and attack, so aiming is part of the damage and part of the attack. You could invoke that you're a sniper.
So that just makes this system completely dependent on your narrative ability,
Yes.
and remembering that that all gives you math at the end.
Yep. And then there's also short-term boosts. These are things like when Malcolm got his eye, burned out. He could have had an adrenaline surge and had an immediate boost to the next attack. Just like
I think we need to save those pages, make them quick links,
Yep.
because that's good to remember on my side too.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it's a new system. We've only played it this one time, and most of us, I haven't read the entire book. I've read a lot of it, but there are certainly things that I could have done more with that I just haven't, because
Well,
I get in trouble when I read all the rules.
but you also retain a lot more. I read the whole book. I didn't retain most of it. I don't like the character sheets either. I may redo my character sheet on something a little bit more custom. I don't find this as helpful. This character sheet.
Yeah, I try to fill as much of my character sheet out as I can, because I know that's going to give me the most information. But I like the book that's next to me. Like I frequently look up even the things that I already have written here, because sometimes I missed a little detail or something.
So aspects and invokes, we need to remember to use them. I try to make like rubble and debris and things like that you can invoke on people too.
Well, I always use the 2 aspects that are on my sheet. Eternal Armor is a +2 that I constantly add to any attacks, and Gumshoe is a +2 that I constantly add to any investigation.
Yes, those are pretty much guaranteed ones. But you've also got like for instance, one of the ones on here is there's opposite invokes. There's hostile invokes where you put a -2 on your enemy.
Oh.
And like one of them is as simple as I make bok noises and flap my elbows like a chicken. I invoke that he's a secret coward, so that should really push his buttons. It's an invoke. You're basically saying like it's all narrative. You just decided that he's, a secret coward, and this is how it works.
Yeah, so I mean, like Mammon tonight was so it was so important for him to get that resonance anchor that he would have made almost any deal for it. So as soon as you guys were like, yeah, we've got it, and we'll bring it to you, he's yeah, absolutely. I will completely lower all of my defenses and let you right in so that I can get what I want, because that's the one thing that I want more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. And how screwed would we have been if we'd signed that thing?
Oh, it's signed in the contract?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you would have been, one.
I didn't even want to sign into the building.
At least that one was kind of vanilla.
Yeah. And before one of the party members, who will remain unnamed, Thomas, put his actual name on there, I was like, God, I can't wait to see what happens to Harry Buttocks. And he's like, I signed it, Thomas O'Malley. And I'm like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah, so did the mayor.
So you couldn't read it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. It's just scribbles and a date.
There's also various kinds of aspects. You got faction, situation, and condition.
All right, some more mysteries, more fights, more magic. Scaling fights.
I think we did okay on fights. I think we had a fight every session.
Aspect. We didn't roll dice this session.
Yeah, not this session.
No, we had the most amazing heist I think we've ever had in any of our tabletops, including any of mine. That actually went off without a hitch. I'm still gobsmacked.
Totally reminded me of the what was the fight that when Dresden robbed the bank?
Yes.
Not the bank, when they robbed the they went to Hades.
Yes.
Yeah, it totally reminded me of that. I was just waiting for all hell to break loose, and somehow we didn't. We went.
It did. We just weren't there.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah, you're right. Hell did break loose. We just left the poor guy there. I feel a little bad for that, but he'll be fine.
Do you think so? Like, honestly, do you want the Greed Skull to come back next season?
First off, he's got a regen. So unless he signed his soul for a healing factor that won't revive him, which is terrible on his part. But
Yeah.
that's what he did. I get it.
Well, I mean, he's that Morrigan chick's bitch now. Like, but she's like, I'll bring you back kicking and screaming. I was like, I don't know if I want to come back that bad.
He does have an out. He can come back.
Yeah. So he may have a rough time of it until he, either he died the first time and she brought him back, or he can't die and he keeps coming back to life. And the worst thing that happens to him is that he manages to destroy everything that Mammon owns, and Mammon ends up just having him, which would be bad. That's the worst thing I can think of that could happen there.
Okay.
And I mean, Mammon's gonna have a hard time keeping a hold of him because he can't touch any metal, which is one of the most valuable things that Mammon owns.
Right. He's definitely gonna do a shit ton of damage to Mammon's gold supply.
Yeah. Because like I said, he should have. Even if we go with he kills him and he comes back, which means he can't die. Which is the most likely one, because the other one means he definitely survives and the Morgan saves him, right?
Right.
So we go with he dies and comes back. He's going to do that 3 or 4 times before they figure out that the answer is not killing him, it's capturing him. Now, at that point, he's fucked.
Sure.
It's a matter of how much damage did he do in the time it took them to capture him, And did they figure out that the way he explodes things is by touching metal?
Right.
Which I figured he might get one or two more shots. Like, let's say they capture him, they put him in handcuffs. Okay, well, oh look, I turned my hands into a bomb. It hurts, but I'll grow them back.
Right. So yeah, his magical powers were given to him by a leprechaun. But it's like from that leprechaun movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The whole.
I do.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Those are hilarious. They're not scary.
So, but like, it's not a great deal for him. So when he does come back, it hurts a lot. And yeah, well, I think he'll show up in next season or something similar. I was also thinking, what would happen if a Kevin became the big bad? Like
that only works if you get Kevin to play. That's always been my rule, and I did tell him that because he still says he owes me 3 more sessions. Like whenever we talk about it, and I was like, you can't come back as a regular character, so you're either going to be a minion that's going to probably get eaten, or you're going to have to play the big bad for a session. So
the problem with making Kevin the big bad is, first off, they're retarded. So
Yep.
You're cloning them. Did you somehow accidentally splice something else in?
Yes, and that's what I was thinking. So like a 1 in a million shot, this one came out genius, and is just pissed at the situation.
But he's still basically just human.
He's a Kevin.
Yeah.
So as soon as we use my little watch, he's going to get eaten. That's not a very climactic.
So this is the thing. You can, if he came out of the cloner, strapped in and was bait for the tentacle monster. Yes, absolutely, he would just get eaten. But
unless, okay, so let's say he's the one in he comes out super smart. He goes, like, the thing pulls him in to eat him, and somehow he makes a connection.
Makes a deal. Yeah.
And now we have a Kevin riding a tentacle monster, which is scary. Also,
well, it would be really bad. It'd be really bad for Harold if that tentacle monster escaped with a genius Kevin being like,
"That's not going to happen because I have it in the bag."
Well, you have, you have that in the bag. What the fuck?
That's it too. I specified that I had it, and I grabbed the token and put it in my inventory.
100%.
I did. That was not an accident.
Tossed that out, but if we had tossed that out, I feel like we would definitely not have to worry about anything. But we can give it back to Harold.
Just so you guys know, that was Plan C, because he said if you're gonna die and everything. So, I mean, I was gonna feed the kid to it because I'm a terrible person, but I was gonna be like, Mammon can't have you, so I have a bag for you here.
Get in this bag, kid. What would happen if a Scion was eaten by an outer monster thing?
No.
God.
Actually, I don't think Kevin's the most scary thing you could do. I think you've done pretty good on bad guys. I think the idea of Gerald coming back and being a bad guy is hilarious. Not necessarily scary, but is a good one. But I mean, a lot of the characters you've created for the good guys, like the table we were sitting at earlier tonight, we were having dinner, any of those people could then suddenly be like, I want to be in charge now.
True. Yeah.
And there's no shortage. There's no shortage.
I also like that, much like the Dresden Files, the good guys and bad guys are fluid.
Yes. I like that as well.
Yeah, the good guy today is the bad guy tomorrow. The bad guy today may be your ally.
Right.
Dresden does a great job of having, like, his greatest enemy is Marcone, and they team up way more often than they ever try to kill each other. In fact, they almost never try to kill each other.
Yeah, and then at the end, they both learn that they respect each other, even though they hate each other.
Yeah, I hate you, but I need you, so... Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite things about the book is that there's very few people that he won't work with even though he knows that it's going to cost him. Also, like the fact that the books start off with the concept of the Titania is the summer night, and they're sweetness and sunlight, and Mab is the winter queen, and she's the queen of air and darkness, and she's super evil. But the summer guys continuously do way worse things than the so-called evil winter people.
Yeah.
And I really, really like that because it's this idea that there isn't really a good and an evil, it's perspective. We're good because we are the good guys, so everything we do is good. And it's like, no, that's actually not true. That what you did there was horrible.
Yeah, like kill a kid's parents for
Yeah.
money.
I specified several times that we weren't doing it for money.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
killed that kid's
we
parents
did
because they were shitty. We just took the money because money.
We even specified going in because that's what he asked us to. He's like, why don't you just, go take care of the problem? And I was like, we're not just going to go murder them just because. Then we got there and I was like, I take it all back. We're going to murder them.
But it wasn't just because.
But it wasn't just because. We had a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Malcolm is all about I'm not going to let that stand. Those are bad people.
So I've noticed also that when I give you guys MacGuffins, they usually just either explode or disappear forever. So I wasn't going to build season 2 like revolving around a bunch of different things, but it's probably going to be a people more than anything else. And except that now you guys have started to make people disappear. Just put them in your pocket. It's just you got so many people just shoved up in a fucking different realm.
Well, I really did like the stopwatch, if that's what you're talking about for MacGuffins. I really did like it. It's just that I found it very limited in usefulness because you didn't want it to be overpowered. So you were like, it's still you still just take your turn. So in reality, it only bought me a little bit to use it.
Yeah.
Like it was narratively useful 2 or 3 times. So it wasn't that I wasn't using it. It was that it was a thing that I used sparingly when I thought it was appropriate because I didn't want to push that line where you're like, yeah, now you're abusing it,
Right. Yeah, if you had used it more, I think it would have been more of like an aspect that you could have added to shots or things like that. But also, you guys could have walked right into Mammon's shit today and been like, I hit the button, I take the kid, we walk out before anybody realizes anything's going on.
See, I didn't think it would last that long, but that was part of the plan.
Yeah. I didn't have a contingency for that. I was just going to allow that to happen if you did that, because I gave you the watch, damn it, and it should work.
So when I said, hey, I want to know if the Minotaur is trying to take the kid, if Mammon had tried to stop us from going with Minotaur, I would have clicked the button, grabbed the kid, walked out the door, and detonated the bomb. I said that while you were gone, by the way. And I said right. I wouldn't have cared that my other 2 party members were close to the bomb, because in my mind, one of them has magic armor, and the other one is a demigod, so they would have lived.
Yeah.
And obviously Mammon would have too, but he would have been injured, and a bomb exploded, and then there's a pissed off guy with a hammer, and I would have been away with a kid.
That would have been cool, because then Thomas would have been blown out the window, right, to outside, but he would have been okay. Rolled out of the explosion onto the grass, right in front of 2 mooks that then draw pistols and aim them. And then Malcolm would have had a fight with Mammon, mano y mano, while fucking Ed and Eddie's downstairs just beating the shit out of things, and you would have had to sneak off with the kid. That could have been completely different.
That was so close to happening. It only didn't happen because very quickly David was like, Malcolm says, hey guy, we're gonna go do this thing, and the Minotaur was like, oh yeah, we'll totally do that. And I was like, all right, he's cooperating. I'm just gonna walk with him here in case he stops cooperating.
It was a gamble I took to see if he would do it, because worst case he was just gonna trot off with the kid. He wasn't moving real fast.
That's true, because he's huge.
Malcolm hanging in the sky.
Yeah, I just went out in front of him like a bodyguard, and he was like, oh, okay.
Honestly, when you're like, take James to the. Don't you have a panic room? I was like, oh shit! I've looked at these plans for 2.5 weeks straight, and there is no panic room.
The whole place is a panic room.
Yeah, I was like, where would I put this panic room?
The whole place is a panic room. This is the panic room for his tower. It's an interdimensional space.
I didn't figure there was a panic room, but I figured common sense says there should be. And he's not stupid, he's slow. So when I say panic room, that clearly means I care about James, which means he will now trust me more. Totally worked.
Sure did.
Totally.
Once I got him to trust me a little bit, it was like, all right, how about this? I've got a panic room. Let's go to mine, because this place is blowing up.
So one plan that I thought you guys were gonna do is like get with Ace, get a vehicle that you could portal in, and then drive up into the garage and like just start blasting your way through shooter style up the stairs and into the top floor, and just have like this crazy shootout. That I thought that was one plan. Another plan, I was like, maybe they'll drop from the sky somehow. Like, where would I put people and like the dogs and things like that? I can't, like, you guys walked in, got into the elevator,
See,
went down, had a meeting.
this is the most frustrating part about this party, whether I'm a player or a GM, is you can't plan like that. You will never ever guess what the party's going to do. So I just build the location. There have been a couple of times I felt guilty about this, because there's a couple of times that I built the location, you guys had a really hard time with it. And afterwards, I could see 3 or 4 ways, but in the moment, you would say, how are we supposed to do that? Specifically, Ghost, you've said that before. And I had to shrug my shoulders and be like, I don't know. Like, I didn't actually have a how you're supposed to do it that time, because that time I just built the location and let you guys do whatever you wanted to do. And it still worked out. It just didn't work out the way you wanted it to. But that's how you should have done this one, which I think is actually how you ended up doing it. You just didn't intend to.
Right.
But you can't bang your head against the wall trying to guess what all the players are going to do, because you're never going to guess it.
No. But like the Halexa thing, that was a last minute add-on, and I was like, maybe they'll convince it to like work against Mammon or something, and like then I gave you the door access to get through with the locks.
I can't convince that bitch to order pizza in real life. I'm not going to try to go against a super AI version in hell.
Yeah, we're just going to turn it off. Yeah, I especially like that I got to use my MacGuffin again.
Yeah.
Chalk
is fun.
I mean, you say that we didn't get a lot out of them, but I think we did.
Yeah.
I think what happens is that because I gave you guys the thread, it's not perilous anymore. Like you guys could just.
That's not why it's not perilous.
Yeah, we had the thread. I used it on 0 characters.
I was about to say we only used it on NPCs. That's not why.
I saved a boy.
No.
And I saved a scientist.
Yeah. Also, like, I want to point out that while I do think that we could use some peril and lethality are different. I don't want my character to die, but I want him to be able to.
So I see. I definitely have felt periled several times. I think the problem lies in the fact that our playstyle is different. My playstyle is very easy to put me in peril. Hit me as hard as I hit it, and you know, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, but that giant hit you for 9. You're like, oh no.
But then it wasn't the giant. It was Maul. When Maul hit me, that was when I was struggling, because he was hitting hard and I couldn't get him back.
You were legitimately in peril. That was the only time I felt the need to put my character in jeopardy to save another character.
Yeah,
I
think that's one of the things we run into is usually I can stoke a lot of it, and we position ourselves in such a way so that it's difficult to come up with a reason to hit someone other than me.
Well, that is a problem both in my campaigns and in Ghost. But the other thing is peril doesn't necessarily mean combat. There's a lot of peril I drop into my Star Wars and Traveler campaigns that has been things you can't hit with a hammer, like a hut you owe a lot of money. Like that's Not necessarily a nail you can hit with a hammer. I mean, you could try, but
You disagree.
yeah, exactly. I know you do. That's what the rest of the party's for, though. But that creates some existential, because you're right. I mean, combat's very difficult to deal with when you have one character who does a ton of damage,
or takes a ton of damage,
or takes a ton of damage. Like, that is a thing that's very difficult to deal with as a GM,
and we as a group in both campaigns, we are usually pretty good about being tactical.
Well, in the last Edge of the Empire session, 2 characters run away, and everyone's like, "Why are they running?" Oh, that's why they're running. I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, no, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it worked out well. I was, I've been happy with the way we've been doing most of the stuff. But from a peril and combat standpoint, I can see where it was difficult to make that work, because I mean, we play smart.
Yeah. It's a struggle. But yeah, I've also been playing with Ghost for many years now, and I can't remember a single player character he has killed.
100%. I've never killed anybody.
That's I mean, that's a GM thing. There's GMs that do things differently.
Yeah.
I prefer the not killing. I can see what you're saying, where it's like you need to invoke a fear of consequences to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like Matt. I will say Matt's probably the least one to do that, but he still does it. It's just definitely a lot smaller than your campaign.
I've never killed a character before.
I didn't say killed. I said made me feel worried.
Oh, I do, but that's what I want to do. As a matter of fact, sometimes I keep adding difficulty until I hear that strain in your voice, and then I'm like, okay, I've hit the magic point. This is where I stop.
All right, so you've met the discarded. Maybe season 2 will have more of them in it.
I like them.
I think a team of anti-players would be cool, that are just against you and working as a team against you. We'll have some time pass, and Rebecca and Rachel will grow up, and Beth, Dark Brew and Katie Holmes will have a relationship with Malcolm for a while.
Ew.
Victor, you might date Stephanie Campos. So I mean, that's up to you. However you want to write that out. Trump might get bigger. You're gonna have Harold move into Trinity Solutions, maybe.
That's a group decision.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a great idea, but
yeah, I think it's a great idea.
You gonna have Hopper in here too?
Dude, half the reason we invited him was because of Hopper. Hopper was a hit.
He's his better half.
I mean, Hopper raided a tower for us.
Single-handedly, he'd say.
Very little questions asked.
Yeah.
He did ask important questions, though.
He did ask the important questions. We had to convince him, but at the same time, he's like, all right, whatever.
I'm going to get this gun and this body armor first, though. I'm not going to walk in there stupid. I've got Kevin's with me.
All right, I'm going to call the stream there.
Yeah, it's been fun.